any teams kind of made
We
it
probably
through
don't need the
the
chat,
ball. I
right?
think we had one or two teams that kind of
Okay, good
there was a mix
morning,
of
YouTube.
NA and
Hello,
like, on the same
welcome.
team as well. Like, there were some really
We're doing a
talented
watch
teams,
party.
so
There is a
I think
Deadlock
it's gonna be
Invitational happening.
extremely exciting
Deathy
to see
is currently running it. Ooh, I might have to move my webcam. Let me know if the
Invitational
webcam's
and
annoying,
Leviathan are
chat.
both kind of the
It blocks too
second to
much.
third
It should be
place
good as long as we
teams
see the mini
in
map.
their respective
But
regions.
we currently have two
And,
teams playing
you know,
Sneaky
we're gonna
Golem
see
and
if anyone
Leviathan. I'll be
is able to
casting this
win,
tournament in about
take away
4
from our
hours, so I need to
casters
watch it to kind of get an idea of the meta.
and have fun, guys.
But we're going to see how the matches go. So enjoy. Let's turn up the commentators here. See what they got saying.
I'm just really excited to see, as you say, a matchup between EU versus NA.
There's like a whole production going on, man. They have like double casters. They have like an analyst desk. And the first game actually has Viper being played, which is so awesome.
To see exactly what we're going to be brought here.
Dude, look at this movement. Just jumping off
It's
walls.
definitely going to be very interesting, and I mean, there's already kind of trades going back and forth.
People that are high level at this
As we
game are
kind of mentioned,
insane.
on the desk, I'm looking forward to seeing quite how Sneaky Golem get this kind of pressure going, right? It's definitely a momentum game for them, and rather than being sneaky,
Ooh, nice
they're
hit
probably
there.
going to be quite overt, right?
Oh, that was cool. So we realized
Exactly,
that
I think I agree. The same
Viscous had $800. So he took the angle here on the far left and got a poison spike right on when he went for his shot.
Damage they can power through and try to pivot off that, but we're already seeing a lot of the denies
Viper
here,
really
so
wants to
that
keep the opponent as low as possible.
coming into
Because once you put a couple points in tier 2, you're able to poison and assassinate him.
The Securers actually have an advantage, but maybe with
Thank
the
you,
Payload,
Dev Danny.
not so
Yes, if you're on YouTube, make sure you're dropping likes and comments, etc.
in terms of souls over the course of the laning phase, 'cause
I won't be able to
that's
stream
gonna
my
be very
casting,
important,
so you guys will have to actually watch the event yourself, but we'll watch the first two games together.
How important it is for Sneaky Golems to get ahead in the early game.
I am actually so happy. Calico and Viper, who I was like, dude, these characters are busted, and people were like, nah, man. They are both being played here in round 1 of the Invitational.
Sneaky Golems facing off
Whatever, chat.
against that page and that
Meta
Viper.
defining as always.
So that's going to be a tough lane to beat anything out on for the side of Sneaky Golem. You're just trying to break through all that through the shielding, through the tankiness. It's going to be so difficult to do, which that's exactly what Leviathans are going to try to do, not let the lane
Who
get
wins
lost.
game 1? I'm going to predict, chat.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I
I'm predicting.
Really love the Doorman and the Wraith as well going together, just
How many
making
points do I
sure,
have?
it was kind of again mentioned on the desk that
How many points do I have? How do you see? Oh, I have 1.2k. 1,200 are going on Sneaky Golem because I believe in the Viper pick. I'm voting. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, that is absolutely true here. And seeing now also on the
You want to know how?
Paradox versus that.
You want to know how?
Once again,
You can realize that a caster wasn't listening.
You're trying to make sure you get as much power
That
as
is
possible.
absolutely true.
A lot of sustain, a lot of tankiness, a lot of pressure.
I always say, yeah, I agree.
It's a big thing, like, obviously after some of the nerfs to it.
Because I might have another thought, and I'm thinking it through on how I want to speak about it.
Lane obviously doesn't have that same kind of burst, but still can provide, as you said, a lot of that kind of ability to regen, ability to put pressure on, and certainly can lead.
On what channel should we watch a casting later? This one. This channel right here. Deathy DL. I'll link it to you guys all. Actually, I'll go ahead and main broadcast. Let me go ahead and plug it.
Yeah, I mean, we're seeing a lot of kind of secures come on through, but a lot of damage coming onto North.
I will be casting at 3 p.m.
Be careful here, 170 HP getting
There you
tagged
go.
up, but doesn't
Pinned.
go down just yet, and not too much of a chase. Will actually manage to dodge the knockup and gets the kill onto Osus. That's all important here. for
Pocket
Sneaky
is
Golem.
so ridiculous.
Obviously shutting down that Wraith early, taking a little bit of those souls away, and obviously getting a little bit going for the Pocket, who can snowball quite
Oh, the
effectively,
Pocket.
is important too.
Yeah, really good turnaround there, and more pressure being put on here.
Nice movement by the Paradox. You see that?
Yeah, it doesn't
No
look like
panic,
he's
saved her
really
stamina.
aggressive. The Shiv is oh so low, but manages to slice and dice his way.
Viper
out of that
could
one.
maybe
The
kill
Silver
this. Ooh,
Dragon's
maybe
trying to
not.
come through, but
Oh, Viper is
unfortunately
way
can't do anything
overextended.
right now, and so much damage
She
going
out.
into Viper as well.
The great advantage about Viper is she has an insane amount of stamina
Getting close. I mean, they do manage to take down hydration
compared to
in the
most.
lane, but they're not quite finding success, at least here. with
Oh
the
my
Paradox.
gosh.
So,
Dude,
the
what is
attempted
going
side does come
on with this
through.
Paradox movement?
Yes, so far keeping that fairly even, but good to get that first kill going. Great
She is
survival
so good
there
at
as
bouncing
well
off wall,
from
heavy
Paradox.
mailing to move around.
Not
Dude, look at
long
this
there, but
movement
the
between
net
these
is still
guys.
so low. A lot of this lane pressure can just be pressed on when you know that you have such a low HP character to face up against in this, especially ones that when you have things like that slice and dice, when you have the cube, when you can just have a lot of get out of jail free cards, so they are gonna be able to just get going. start to take some of these bridge buffs as we set up for 5 minutes.
Yeah, making sure they get those boxes as well.
All right, bridge bus, 5 minutes.
Keep that pressure going.
Center's 8 minutes. You get that into our brain, chat.
Going to places where it's actually a little bit more neutral is important, but a lot of damage going onto Mirage here. Obviously, he still has that tornado, so not under a lot.
Pocket with a great combo, comes in and burst, follows it up with a 1.
Lord NM seizes the opportunity.
Could this be 2 kills?
Yeah, gets that affliction on time.
Oh my god.
Oh! Game really wanted to make that happen. I mean, got so many scarabs.
Dude, he just got styled on!
Onto the doorman.
So doorman put a door next to the walker, used it as an escape, waited around the corner, guy came through to get a kill because he was down to 100 HP, hit him with a parry, got him hit by the walker stun, and then finished him up with damage with a bell. That was some incredible gameplay.
Greatly here, though, as we see the Shiv put in some work and Overseas gets taken out.
Yeah, you could try and CC him, but that ultimate will go through everything like that. Really nicely done, and again, showing us that power of that Shiv, and I think we were talking about, again, the start, a lot of pressure.
3-man gank over onto the right lane right now.
We have got to be very careful. Does have that ultimate, is able to petrify away, but only 180 HP. You're trying to slide as you might, but there it is, and another kill going the way of Sneaky Golems. Is that keeping up that pressure? Shiv runs away.
That Shiv's dead. Yeah, nice pick.
Does just that. That's a nice injection of souls.
Dude, like, I feel like I'm pretty okay at Deadlock, and then I watch players that are, like, trying to play for money and stuff, and it's just like, dude, I don't know if I could ever be that good, you know? It's almost, I wouldn't say twitchy, but, like,
it's just combat after combat here, just
it's
really pushing for that heavy amount of
premeditated combos that you're making in while fighting with the other person, you know? It's so bonkers.
Take all these fights because that's where they're going to succeed, right? We talked about the burst potential in this team, in this roster that they've got ready, setting up for them.
Oh, just barely off, but nice move by Lash.
They need to keep that pressure up and chance to re-engage here.
Ooh, we got it. Oh my god, what an angle.
That's one dead Lash. Nicely done here by Fremont because they do set up their team.
I thought Lash was out.
That little bit more to keep that pressure going.
Yeah, and so far we've seen Sneaky Golem lose a lot of these picks now as we get a little bit deeper into this lane. Just getting caught out a few times a bit more than they did in the early aspects, and now they can just keep being pushed here.
Man, this makes me want to play some Deadlock.
Seeing the pocket falls as well. Lord NM gets pushed on by that Paradox, by that Viper.
Is inspired to try Paradox again? I mean, just she's doing movement, right? Paradox is pretty fun, but it's the movement that's inspiring. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What is lag going on, bro? $5,000 on this tournament.
That'll be a huge amount to see where you can get your lane prio and you can start to push some leads.
Yeah, we have had those spikes start to come on through, so I will 100% expect to see people fighting and fighting and fighting. This is really where the advantage is going to be made or broken for Sneaky Golem. They've got to find, well, just these fights. Obviously, they can get these walkers as well. Sorry, these Altagallians as well.
Oh my god, that's done.
They need to just be looking for advantages wherever they can find them, but it feels like every time they try and do so, they're just getting caught out. This Lash is not able to find quite the kills they want to get. They're not getting the advantages and that momentum that is so key for them here.
It definitely is, and as our first Guardian falls, so too will the Calico. So just getting so much value right now, Leviathans, and keeping that up, keeping that little lead, and they're hopefully going to build upon it slowly but surely, as now they can regroup onto the map to take some neutrals.
Yeah, nicely done, but I think the really important thing is right now is that Sneaky Golems, I said before that they need to keep these fights up. They need to keep the pace of the game up.
Game is close.
Right now is that people
very close.
Have got a lot of tanky stats behind.
You have Leviathan invading right now, though.
They've got Fremont just being particularly tanky, and it's not really leading to enough.
4 people are chasing a Wraith down on the right.
Very difficult situation with 3 players coming towards them. That's going to be an interrupt.
How is this Wraith still alive?
To stop that Lash from just hunting you
oh my god.
Still so much damage, and
they're actually straight up driving her into a walker. And there's an Abrams coming behind.
And that's got to be
Abrams!
And even gets caught with the wall slam. Sorry, buddy. You might just live with that cube and with the ball.
Oh my god. Look at this goo ball, dude.
I mean, you're seeing Abrams take very little damage, and
okay, Wraith finally died.
Subsea just about goes down.
So what was that? That was a 1-for-1 trade?
That was so close, so right there. Almost getting it, but really just balancing everything out in terms of this map, trying to create some kind of advantages around and through that.
The problem is like Sneaky Golem can afford
a little bit
to lose a couple things on the map because they have a global with Mirage, right?
That damage is being dealt for sure, but
but then you look over at Leviathan,
CC on Leviathans, they have so much ways to
and they have just great carry potential
where, you know,
and executions, right? Like they can technically get a kill before Mirage's teleport even finishes.
Paradox taking some pressure.
Between Wraith, Paradox, and Viper.
As you kind of said, that CC is all important, right? Like we talked about this burst and how scary it is, but
yeah, there's a lot of isolation for Leviathan.
The burst over like 1 second or a stun for 2.
Dude, I miss playing Calico.
Right? So
Man, I can't figure out like what I'm gonna play for like my main
and they have the shields
when rank comes out in this game mode. There's so many cool characters,
as long as they are responding within time.
but I'm worried that I can't go the HOTS route where I just play everything, you know?
Kill and a half over onto the page. They're going to be looking to take this Guardian. It should be in relatively short order. Obviously, he's taking some damage, but I don't think there's going to be much setting up.
You like blue teams better? It sounds like a nice problem to have for a game. Yeah, that's a good point. Like if you ever get bored of one or you run into a wall, you can play something else.
Dice comes on in. Good parry.
Oh my god. Oh my god. That man was CC'd for 6 seconds. They're going for it. They got it. Shiv is so stupid. What the heck? Gotta be a Calico main? I remember when I first started playing Calico and everyone was like, I hate the cat, and now everyone's like, I love your Calico. Because Calico can be a little bit hard to watch if you don't know what she's doing, because she starts moving pretty quickly.
Obviously brings a lot of damage as well with that gun, so a lot of ways to just pick people alongside that ultimate.
How's audio bounce, by the way, chat? Like, I want you guys to like know they're talking, but I don't want to like be overpowering because I want to be able to talk.
Do so much with that Viper being able to stack the ones.
The zoomies do be hitting hard, yeah. She starts speeding through the map. That's why I like her so much. Her macro gameplay is my favorite element of her. Is that a knockdown? Oh, Viscous? Got him.
Unfortunately, did get a little bit of that micro stun from the knockdown there. And I mean, again, it's just kind of the problem is.
Look at this movement. Look at how they move. Look at this. Look at that.
If you get caught by some of these stuns, I mean, there's so much damage behind it that you've got to be very worried.
That's another element of my gameplay I have to work on. Routing. Moving through areas.
Yeah, definitely. There's just so many picks coming out here, I think, and that's where Leviathan are able to thrive because they just have the CC, they have the ways to take control of these fights that isn't just damage that they can utilize, and they're doing it really well to take out these players that are just pushing a little bit too far out of their comfort zones.
Good damage on the tower, but there's a lot of players coalescing around here right now looking for
yeah, far right lane. Massive fight. Calico pops the ult.
Serpent, unfortunately for them,
this doorman is really good, by the way.
With that one, it's just a kind of like
his portal movement has been stellar. To play doorman, you must have a plan in every scenario. You can't just freestyle it.
Maybe get a pick if they can. A lot of damage going through. Oh, AVG does go down here. Osus will be able to keep up that pressure on this left-hand side. A lot of players here. The teleport on over does mean they can get a lot going here. Firing Scarabs, trying to just lay down the law, but has to dodge away as they're just getting hunted down by Empty Dreams right now, who looks at the situation and decides maybe it's best I'm not here with the lash incoming. Gets knocked up into the air. He's going to take a lot of damage. The ultimate is coming on through, and that's going so much damage.
I don't know why the Viper didn't take the tunnels.
So scary from Sneaky Golem.
Viper is one of the best tunnel escapists in the game. Because of her slide ability.
Yeah, as we said, when they aren't
so going underneath and taking those little stairways and whatnot and teleporting away is a much better escape option than going above.
They are absolutely lethal, and we're seeing the fruition of that.
Although I am kind of curious what Viper is building. I need to see her build.
A back and forth manner in terms of those souls is just being
Connect dash, reactive barrier. Looks like cold front being built up for pocket. He's got majestic leap too, so he wants to pop in. Typical majestic leap stuff. Pure farming. How's his farming doing right now? Is it 15k? Pretty solid.
A good opportunity for Sneaky Golem to not lose a player there and try and find some sort of advantage. Again, they're looking for these picks, and that's kind of the key. right now we're seeing a couple of players on this right-hand
Yeah, there's a
side
big fight on the right.
If we're focusing
They're
on
waiting
the,
for
starting
Viscous to
game
find a
fights,
lock on.
who should we be focusing on? Okay.
Oh, he sees him.
Maybe that was a bad time to ask that question. Apologies on that one. Already
Oh!
into the cube, already
Oh!
stunned.
The knockdown into a
goes
cube.
Into the cube. Yes, can their teammates come in time? The shiv is there. That's a big knock-up and a lot of damage going onto the back as Cersei takes that one there. But 600 HP, and you can see that they make it out. Flammable, however, does no such thing. A couple of kills going
2 for 2
either way,
trade.
and that's going to be the urn picked up here.
3 for 2
I think they dropped it
in
straight
favor
away.
of Sneaky Golem.
Okay, picked it back up.
Yeah, that was as you said. Yeah, we came up quickly, but yeah.
They got the urn, but can they turn it in?
The Leviathan's trying to set
Do they have
up
enough room?
a kill onto the Viscous there, who's just pushed up a little bit too far, but it actually gets turned around.
I
The
kind of
CC is
hate the
great,
nerf
but
to the
then
urn. It was like a few
really-
patches
once they
ago,
get a couple of kills, of
where
course,
you used to have a movement speed advantage.
but
Okay, is
traded
this
back
me
Sneaky
lagging?
Golem, we saw that burst. We see Obi came on that doorman.
Is
just
that me lagging, or is that the
absolutely
stream
popped
lagging,
out of-
chat?
just out of nowhere, because that's where the damage comes in. They don't need the CC. They just need to take your HP down to 0. And now, off the back of those kills, they are going to start up this urn fight.
Yeah, do manage to get the swap, do get a lot of damage, and do finish off Zerbzy, but you can see that urn is waiting in the wings, and I mean, if I'm League here, I'm going,
Odds
is there
lock.
a way I can actually be part of this fight? I don't think so, right? Leviathan have already got that kill, they're in position, and I think the important thing, right, is that CC, isn't it?
Definitely, I think
That's
that-
easy.
Especially off the pause here, they have a time to think about it.
Okay, my salad's here in 4 minutes,
The
chat.
strategy that's coming up here.
Get a salad, we eat our lunch.
There is some important pieces. Maybe dropping that urn and trying to play that. Death Slam is getting very, very close to push onto, which could be a pivotal piece, because that is one of the few pieces of CC that they do have that can turn a fight.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of good ways to kind of open things up for Sneaky Golem, but as you say, like, as the ability to turn is very difficult. And when you're at this disadvantage already with losing Zerbzy, you're going to need something like that. And with League being the one holding the urn, I don't know how feasible this is.
Look at
I don't
Mirage.
think I've ever seen him do that before.
That's
Maybe
funny.
I haven't been looking properly, but he's like fully sideways.
Yeah, he's horizontal, dude. That's his dash.
He does his long dive, and we're just caught straight in the middle of it.
He's taking a nap.
Yeah, I mean, we all get time. we all have a little moment to think about things right now, as everyone except for the page. That is an important thing. We do see that the page actually isn't part of this fight.
Ooh,
Now,
that's true.
when we have a moment to check out the map presence, there is some huge moments here, especially with AVG coming in the back. He doesn't have the ultimate online to get those executes, but still the amount of pressure he should be able to apply, being able to just go in with the slice and dice, throw out some knives, get some of the bleeds procs, and just apply so much here to a team that doesn't have many ults. Leviathan are low themselves, so it's not like one team can just absolutely decimate with their own ultimates on the side. So it's going to be, I imagine it's going to be a very, very hectic one, but we're really just sitting here waiting for the moment in which it will all kick off, which...
Yeah, I mean, so for me, the kind of question is obviously the Shiv is the person to focus for Sneaky Golems. What, who are we kind of focusing on for Leviathan, right, in these team fights? Because obviously we're about to have...
I am muted. Sorry, I was blowing my nose.
...coming in the future. So who are we keeping in
I was talking about how the pause looks kind of cool. This guy on the right, he looks like an old Cloud9 member in HOTS. There was a tall guy that started with an A.
Having a phenomenal time on them. Obviously, it's how
It was
they
like
set up
Dunk
here.
Train,
We
Dream,
like the Abrams to be able to pick up on these shoulder charges as we get back into the game.
and there was a guy.
Yeah, that we do. And you can
Oh
feel
my
the
God,
tension
I can
building,
literally
right,
see his
getting ready for
face.
this fight, dropping on in with the urn and gets just about interrupted. Can they find anything off the
He was famous in Heroes of the Storm because, one, he was on Cloud9, they won the first tournament together. But two,
and Hubikim is the one who goes down.
he was like, I can just watch a VOD and be as good as somebody that put 20 hours into the game. And he got a lot of shit for it, for saying that. But I think what he was trying to say is like, if someone figures out tech and then I watch them play it and then I replicate it, I can do that in an hour of time versus me spending 20 hours figuring out how to do the tech.
Oh, this is a terrible position.
But he just said it incorrectly.
But gets in. Oh, the telekinesis was oh so key. The Lash able to find nothing, gets swapped back on in, but it's Fremont who falls while all of that damage was being unloaded by Leviathan. They didn't have enough to kill League, and they lost way too much in the meantime.
Yeah, they have some fantastic setups, but it's in the middle of those moments that they're having struggles. We saw it the last couple of times. Sneaky Golem just...
I don't know.
able
I
to
feel like this game is
push
really
damage to
close.
Take out crucial pieces.
Honestly, I don't feel like
Everything falls
Deadlock,
early there, and
you're in a
then
losing
as the
situation
fight gets extended, some of
until the
damage
mid-boss gets
keeps
picked.
coming on through.
And that's when it feels like, oh my gosh, we shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, no, I mean, they managed to keep on finding good opportunities here.
Mid-boss buff
Despite
is
of
so
everything,
strong,
honestly,
but I feel like it
Leviathan
needs to be
managed get
strong
a couple of kills, so it's not all doom and gloom.
because of how hard you can
They're already
snowball.
down 2K. And again, at this kind of point
Because if
in the
not,
game,
if people just stay
2K
even the entire time, you can
to
just never end the
doesn't
game.
even really matter too much. Again, having some lag problems to be expected. Again, I think the majority of Leviathan are from
Okay.
Eastern Europe, so I'm not shocked. Kind of
Okay, my salad's here, chat. I'm gonna get my salad. I'll be right back.
It's 130 ping.
Be right
Yes.
back.
Frankly, I wouldn't want to be playing on that one. It does look like Zerbzy is the one who just disconnected, though. We're kind of seeing people spread out a little bit more. They've done the reset.
it seems to be lots of viscous.
Yes. Does seem to be some kind of resetting, making sure they're picking up the rest of those souls. How far away do you feel like we are from kind of one of those pivotal moments, looking towards something like the mid-boss?
Oh, it's such a tough one. I think there's definitely as we get closer to that, it's going to be hugely about these picks, which Leviathan have been the ones successfully finding initial picks, I feel like, whereas the extended fights have been going to Sneaky Golem. So if a pick goes off, Leviathan could push for that mid-boss, but they haven't been very successful at those longer exchanges. So I'm curious if they do get a pick that they're going to actually like commit to a mid-boss, or if they're going to go for these extended fights once again, because Sneaky Golems, they've been finding so much success. It has been back and forth for sure, but as we get further and further, I think a lot of their carries especially come online like that. Mirage, if they can keep that guy ahead, if they can get him up to 25, 30k, slowly push that forward, which he's already on track to have a great run, going to be a crucial piece. But I think Leviathans, it feels like you need to very quickly go for something if you do get a pick, especially, which they have been phenomenal at.
Yeah, I mean, the worry always is for Leviathan is if they have that initial engage and they have to burn a lot of those shields, there's a lot of different burst sources. That's the very important, a diversity of burst sources coming out from Sneaky Golem. So let's say we see all the Divine Barrier that's now coming out from Obikim getting used early here. It's a very scary scenario where instantly you see someone popped, right? We've seen it happen to Empty Dreams in particular, right? I think League just like re-engaged on them and instantly killed them. It's a very scary scenario to be in because you're thinking extended is good, but well, unfortunately, it might just be more time for you to die in.
Yeah, it feels like that is often what has happened in some of these moments, is like they get off the page ult, they push forward with a doorman and knock someone out of the fight, but then they just get burst down themselves, so it's like you're just delaying the inevitable.
Yeah, no, it certainly does feel like that sometimes. The man does manage to keep themselves at an arm's reach right now, as it seems to be, again, that focus towards mid right now. Obviously, a lot of players, a lot of characters on Sneaky Golem right now have the ability to rotate. That's a key function of, well, frankly, of their team comp. So it's an important thing to remember that this can easily change into a multi-man fight for either side right now. So some aggression going to hydration, doesn't opt into it much more, just going to keep an eye on that farm. But we see, again, that kind of core of Sneaky Golems ready to pounce at a moment's notice, kind of as for right now. Looking for a chance towards this left, as again we kind of see the rotates start to happen. Leviathan seeing that there were a lot of players of Sneaky Golems on the right hand side and maybe looking for a chance to respond and find picks of their own. Look how far forward Abraham is right now for Freebox, sorry, for Abraham, on the Abraham is right now. Looks for a chance. The Slowing Hex goes on in, doesn't quite lead up to the kill. Good damage. That's going to be right onto Calico. There's some good money, sorry, good souls going their way as well. It's going to be the ultimate coming through from Lord NM, but I don't think there's any capitalization right now. I think, yeah.
Okay,
Leviathan,
I forgot my water.
just walk out.
Did I miss anything? Gonna eat my spinach real quick, chat, and we go from there. Easy vibes.
Going to be the urn picked up by Leviathan. And, you know, since they have... Okay, no fight going on, sorry. Give you a chance. Good damage going on. The screw jabs landing one after another, but don't quite lead to a kill here for Empty Dreams as they continue to rotate around, and they're focusing this mid boss almost right away. As soon as they force some of those players off, Leviathan know they've got a lot of damage, and it's sustained damage.
The 20-minute boss fight.
Thing about the difference in team
you find one pick, you go for it, and you try to bait.
To a huge team fight here. Flammable
and you see how the blue team comes? Because the blue team is fully aware
looking for a chance to knock up. Obi can send someone to the
how terrifying this is. So everybody is here now.
And that's 3 Rejuvenators picked up for Leviathan. Flammable goes down, yes, but they trade for Lord M, and they've got those Rejuvenators. This is all important at this very moment in time. And Sneaky Golem have to be very careful as they can instantly lose a player like Zerbzy. The rest of them seem to be beating a hasty retreat. And I don't think anyone else
one Rejuvenator makes it a lot easier. So this is why it's better, right? This is why you go fight on the boss fight even if you're down on number. If you can burn 2 Rejuvenators, it's worth it because it makes it harder for them to do their full push.
So apologies for that, guys, but we're going to keep on going with this one.
Did one of our casters disappear?
A couple of players down for Sneaky Golems does mean that they don't really have that pressure on the map. And Leviathan, they look at this.
I feel like this cast is missing some energy, bro. I'm ready to bring in the energy. I'm ready.
That earn on in. However, they have to be very careful. They can still lose players as a lot of damage was going down onto Overseas. But AVG bit off more than he could chew. Gets taken down as, again, that Rejuvenator does wonders for Leviathan. Going to be kind of resetting a little bit, right? Because Leviathan, they had this burst of power, they had this burst of money, they now need to go back, buy up a little bit, and get the opportunities they also sorely need. Some good damage going down again, but Osis keeping it alive, and we're starting to get into the position where Osis is that strongest player in the game, is that
Leviathan's really opening up the game.
32k souls in hand. That's exactly where you want to be, and frankly, it's the comfort zone for both Osis, Leviathan, and the Wraith, importantly, too. So, exactly where they want to be.
I feel like our poor Calico was not able to farm up at all. She's now in this weird spot where, like, they're waiting for Viscous to go for a flank, and then she comes in afterwards.
Again, still got that Walker up. It's getting relatively low for Leviathan, but I don't think there's going to be much of Sneaky Golem setting up for any kind of push on it because they have to be oh so careful. Again,
oh my god, look at the sliding, dude. Look at the sliding. I love Viper.
On one side, for Sneaky Golem, you got all that burst that we talked about that's oh so important. And on Leviathan, well, there's just so much EC. You've got to be ever so careful. It doesn't quite hit the cut, unfortunately, there. Became again struggling with that 130 potentially, but Empty Dreams won't be able to find a kill over onto AVG. I mean, it's so hard to kill this Shiv man sometimes.
Oh, this poor caster has a solo cast deadlock.
Again, Leviathan looking for chances.
Poor guy is not ready for it at all. Get me in there, I'll cast.
Not going to be able to get too much hit. It's a little bit of damage, but not anywhere near enough to get the kill. I love that Leviathan are being active on the map with the advantage they have. That's a good stunt to try and come through. It's going to be a lot of damage actually going the way of the Calico. Hydration really turning that fight. 8k souls down on Freemark. Nicely done, honestly. I think dodged very importantly that wall slam that would have been otherwise so key. Empty Dreams just chilling away. And this is kind of the point where at least I feel this Viper is very strong. This is kind of that central part of the game, but from here on down, it does fall off a little bit. But importantly, it's not that main
interesting enough
damage.
Toxic bullets, burst of fire, a little bit of spirit, but more green items for the Viper.
Doesn't quite get into the door, but
survival seems more important. Which I guess in theory makes sense, right? Like if you're surviving on Viper, you get more chances to apply your 2 and your 1s. Rather than like playing perfectly hitting your shots when you're a squishy glass cannon. It's interesting.
Gonna teleport away. Divine Barrier picked up now for Zerbzy. Maybe doing a little bit of a cosplay of Flammable on their own, but overall trying to keep those teammates alive as there is a lot of damage coming their way as soon as those missteps come on through, as soon as someone's rooted. Scary situation to be in for a chance to pressure that tower, but instantly trading with Empty Dreams here. But Shiv is not the player you really want to character you really want to fight right now, especially with Calico backup. That's ever so scary. The Divine Barrier keeps you in good stead for
great
now.
Divine Barrier.
Calico getting knocked up, getting bounced around. There's a lot going their way. The
oh my god, the
just
save!
About keeps them in, but with the knock-up coming through,
yeah, it's over.
It's unfortunately
Viscous really tried.
Hydration here. A good throw back is setting up for a lot of damage, but The knockup, it just comes right back on through, and I just
Viscous
can't
feels
see
like one of those
any
characters that you could
opportunity for
legitimately
Sneaky
just
Golem
like straight up
to
one trick
They're getting a lot of damage, but that execute isn't
and
quite
be a
that
god
far.
on.
Makes it around the
He has
corner.
so much
And a
cool
good
tech.
chance here. Does eventually take them down.
Like
but
there,
Freelock is fighting.
You saw Viscous fly in from behind the walker, drop down the healing beam,
I can indeed.
put the target Calico into a cube, pull them all the way across.
Technical difficulties with Kurt. Sorry for the technical difficulty, guys. I'm also aware that the stream is on 30 FPS right now. We will restart after this game to fix it, but that should not prevent us from enjoying this absolutely very close game between Leviathan and Sneaky Golem. But we've got this engage here. Abrams, Fremont, caught out of
Oh, I guess
position,
that's
goes
coming in, I
down,
guess.
drops a 500 soul bag.
So they gotta fix some technical issues.
As
And then he turned into a ball and he left
Leviathan
to get my
able to
point.
get it in. The doorman right on top
It's
of it, looking for
fantastic.
the test, but they do manage to get the urn just in time. And they're going to try to reset here with a nice 30k lead, sorry, 20k lead, as we've got the doorman ult right onto the enemies. Lord NM, first one to go down. The fight keeps going. It's hard to know who's going to come out on top here.
Yeah, they do actually
Honestly, Sneaky Golem really needs this fight. Leviathan should be walking away.
Manages to make his escape, so it's not. Well, maybe not actually. Sorry, it does have the shield coming through. I was a little bit worried for a second there, and even the knockdown, stopping that one in its tracks. And I feel like League is having a little bit of an unfortunate day here.
Yeah. Yeah, especially League being one of the highest net worth members of the side of Sneaky Golem, you know, kind of needs to have a lot of impact in these fights, but it hasn't really felt like we've been able to see enough impact from the Lash. And as I kind of mentioned on the desk, I'm kind of, you know, doing all the segments today, but OC's on the 42k on Wraith, and I said that if the game is like even, or if they have a lead on the side of Leviathan, I struggle to see how Sneaky Golem are going to win these team fights, and kind of exactly this is playing out. We do have Rokane at 37k, kind of like the saving grace for Sneaky Golem. Perhaps he can have enough impact, but I fear that
Dude, Leviathan is winning so well that Abrams is over here
much, you know, seal
farming the
deal if
map
Leviathan is able
and
to.
grabbing the jungle.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, kudos to Sneaky Golem. At least initially,
They're
even though
so
there was that
confident,
kind
like,
of
you know what,
20k
Abrams can solo.
advantage Post the initial mid boss,
You got this,
they
bro.
actually kept up pretty well. They were taking some of these fights nicely, but I think we started to hit some key breakpoints, especially for Osis, who's now on 43k souls, and it's really making a big difference, right? Especially with the backup from Oberkim, and Oberkim also picking up the Divine Barrier means that sustainability, the ability to keep you alive as well, is so key. And I think Sneaky Golems are really hitting a speed bump.
Yeah, I don't know if, have you noticed that Flammable also has Divine Barrier? Do you know?
I mean, I assumed you would, right? Over on that page, you got the shield and the Divine Barrier, and it becomes so difficult. That's what makes this comp so good against all this burst. But
wait, Oberkim just got caught. Wait. This could be this is the chance for Sneaky Golem to turn it as they're trying to take down this mid boss, and we'll see if Leviathan tries to contest it. If Sneaky Golem managed to get this, that's their ticket back into the game, and a really critical mistake from Obikim getting caught there, as we do have the Abrams ult in from Fremont, not able to catch anyone, but just looking to stall, doing good damage to Lord NM, trying to run away on the pocket. Is he going to be able to escape? Good defensive Viscous punch from Zerby, doing his best on the defensive Viscous, as it looks like Fremont might also be caught. Nice little parry. Can he manage to live? He's stalling infinite time and putting out insane damage. This is a crazy
Oh my
play.
god, that Abrams.
I mean, that's it, right? It's the Ixion blood keeping him alive.
Dude, did Leviathan just throw?
Yes, but unfortunately, he was just a sandbag.
Wait, I voted for them.
Just jumped through first. Through
They
the
can't
door
throw.
as soon as kind of we lost over him, and it just didn't lead to a thing. And now
Oh,
Osis is dead as a dodo, frankly. Might just about make it out if they get lucky, but I really don't believe it.
Oh
So much
my
damage
God.
coming through. The rejuvenators are
Oh,
plenty
man.
for Sneaky Golems here, and everybody.
Oh
dead.
my god, Leviathan just threw.
That is crazy. I mean, Leviathan were in a position where I would have never, you know, I would have put them in a very, very comfortable, you know, 70% win probability. And unfortunately, it's all out the window.
By the
Now
way,
we have
the
arguably
chicken
even game. In fact, if anything, I'd
added
say
to the
Sneaky
spinach
Golem
and beta,
are in the
incredible
winning
choice.
position, because the game is going to be
Recommend.
even after this last walker goes down, and they've got 3 rejuves, so they're going to have a chance to siege the base and all that stuff. Now, I think that the only kind of saving grace from Leviathan,
Okay, I'm done
I
eating.
do think that their
We can focus.
their late game team
I'm here.
fights is really strong, and they've also got, you know, more divine barriers, so that's going to be very, very helpful against the pocket, but definitely a dangerous spot for them to be in.
Dude, Sneaky Golem just took over the game.
Yeah, no, it is really scary because Sneaky Golem, especially kind of later in this game, if you catch one of these supports in particular kind of in the wrong position, you are just going to blow them up instantly. And then that's one of the Divine Barriers off the board, and that makes, in particular, Osis and Empty Dreams so vulnerable, and it becomes a very scary...
She's got movement, too.
...scary interaction in any way, shape, or form. Even if you trade 1-for-1 with one of those supports, Sneaky Golem kind of have this, as I said before, kind of plethora of damage sources, which are all threats. They are apart from Zerbzy, everyone on this team can and will try and kill you.
Yeah. I mean, I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, it looks like Sneaky Golem here are going to try to get the certain Hydration's kind of got the full burst Calico build online. I think it's going to be a lot of eyes need to be on League for this next fight. You know, can he get a lot of value out of Lash ult? We do have Capacitor and Silencer on Wraith, so this Wraith is, you know, she has kind of reached max build. She's going to be at max boons very soon, which is 49,000 souls for those of you that aren't aware. League does have Unstoppable, by the way, so very necessary for him to be able to get these ults off against the knockdown, against the Wraith ult,
yeah.
So if he manages to get even, you know, 2 people in a Lash ult, that should be enough to convincingly win the fight.
Lash is such a weird character. He's so volatile compared to the rest.
Before going for the Cern fight.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking about those breakpoints, and that Unstoppable is a huge one for League and actually making these team fights that bit more playable. But I also want to highlight, right, that Rokane is also on that 47k, is going to have so much damage to their name and should be able to pump out a lot for the team. The one thing for me, and I think maybe the saving grace of Leviathan, is Shiv doesn't have too much to go on and won't be an absolute monster, but still very, very scary. Looking for a chance here to get that pick sense backing.
Bro, I want to be watching Doorman POV. He's doing some crazy stuff.
Bro, this guy is just delaying the urn for 5 years. Like, this is... Yoshi,
look how far away he is from the urn.
This is some urn shenanigans.
Look at
I don't
this.
really know, like, how Sneaky Golem do anything about this. I mean, he just carted back 3 of them. They're just watching. And
oh, it's crazy.
By the way. Okay, the door finally timed out, but the urn pickup has been disabled. Fremont
That's amazing.
League on the other side, but doesn't really matter. I mean, maybe if Fremont dies, this could be the opportunity for Sneaky Golem to, you know, further the
knock up.
It looks like he may be caught out. Abrams ult, dodged by Tornado. The door. Oh my god.
That's such a key door. That could even be a kill onto the Mirage. It is indeed. But again,
wow.
there's still the Rejuvenator. They probably will still get Mirage. There is a cube, there is the rescue beam, so a lot going on here. There's no ultimate from the Abrams, so not a lot of CC to at least chase with, and that's going to be the Mirage just using your tornado to get right back on out, and that's exactly what you wanted to see from League, as damage aplenty comes raining down.
Wait, I'm going to lose all my channel points!
Look, they might be a Sea Serpent, but they could not weather that storm. Lost too many players, and they've got to be oh so careful now.
Is that game over?
Rejuvenators up, even if they picked another one.
That was crazy. That was just like an insane chain of events. But League, the Lash, coming out on top once again in the Death Slam event, the namesake of the event, and, you know, putting fear in the hearts of the European players.
Yeah, I think it's game over.
The people will believe that EU was just
Patron explodes, it goes down.
And it looked like it, but I think that Sneaky Golem have a serious chance of just ending the game. In fact, I think by all means they should be able to end the game right here. 20 seconds.
Doorman's trying to keep him alive. Doorman going for a pick.
Side of Leviathan. This should be GG for North America unless something crazy happens here. They're gonna just focus the Patron. We've got the Affliction. Patron just goes down probably instantly.
Damn.
It's not gonna be quite enough. And Sneaky Golem,
what a turnaround at the end there.
Just absolutely cinema. Insane chain.
That's
of
pretty
events.
nutty.
34-minute game.
Leviathan is from Russia, by the way.
A better game one for this tournament, minus the technical difficulties. Now we had 2 pauses, 30 FPS stream. Kurt, no, sorry, not Kurt. Wait. Oh, yeah, it says you're Kurt, but you're Rook. Yeah, it was Kurt. It's just your name on the thing just confused me. I just had a little bit of a so we've got we're just gonna have to switch that up here on the display. But yeah, how you feeling, Mox? Did you enjoy watching that?
That was actually a pretty wild.
I think that looks like ZP a little bit.
And for such a competent player in Obikin making a massive mistake in the mid boss pit, really threw the entire lead that Leviathan had built and worked for this game. They're gonna be, you know, scratching their heads as to why it wound up in that state, because they, for all intents and purposes, should have had this game in the bag. And you know, one small mistake like that really flipped it on its head. Credit to Sneaky Golem for really taking advantage.
What a chat think
of essentially what they handed them mid boss situation.
You can be proud for holding that long for 150 ping. Yeah,
you know,
playing on 150 ping is kind of insane.
for holding down the fort as we were figuring out the technical difficulties, and also for everybody, for all the 30 FPS watchers at home. Thank you for bearing with us. We will be restarting the stream shortly after we go over some of the clips as well as the scoreboard, so that we can have 60 FPS for the rest of the tournament, and hopefully no more technical difficulties. But looking at the scoreboard, I think that we've got a few kind of standout performances, but one thing I will say is, even though Obikim's stat line doesn't look great from a damage perspective, the amount of utility that he got with those doors, I mean, at the end there, that was almost crazy. The earn
Had
play
to go
was
on
crazy.
maternity leave.
Unfortunately, one throw
does that mean?
is all it takes in the mid game to just kind of like give it all away.
West Coast players are less than ideal
Yeah, I mean,
ping since
yeah,
it's East
I would
Coast.
like to point-
This is why lands are so important, dude.
Go for it. Continue your thought. Go for it.
Okay, I was just gonna say, yeah, no, I mean, especially with all the pick tools that Sneaky Golems have available to them, with the backup as well of going straight for that mid boss and being able to pull all the players into the perfect place at the perfect time. I mean, it's just so scary to take a lot of these fights, and that's why I think a lot of European teams are focusing on things like the utility to make those fights that little bit easier.
Well, it makes
but
sense why they're going hard
when you've just
CC.
got
If they're
threats in
playing
every
on
direction, and
140
Sneaky Golems
ping,
manage to just
you
find those
can't
openings.
play for coordinated team fights, right? You play for pick a target and delete
I think
them.
Leviathan had like a really good draft. We touched on it very early, that the amount of controls that they were bringing to the game like really dictated their lead. The laning phase went the way of Sneaky Golems for the most part until Empty Dream started to like rotate and bring this like early aggression from Viper that can really like make the character. But then as the game progressed later and later, you saw like endless amounts of control that kept League out of a lot of these fights for the most part. And you know, we saw some huge plays towards the end, but in the mid game there was a lot of struggle for, you know, many of these characters either getting caught in the captivating read or just the overwhelming amount of knockdowns and carts. And
I felt
you know,
like one of the things too that was really important to point out here is that Pocket and Shiv put so much pressure on the lobby, right? Because Pocket comes in, puts an affliction, and then tries to escape. You're trying to like keep an eye on where he's at, trying not to get hit by his big AoE bomb of ticking bleeding that's going to occur, and then Shiv like benefits really well from that too, right? So the two of them are like trying to like shark around, trying to find those hits, and then if affliction comes in and you have someone getting burned down, you have to make the conscious decision to either back away from the fight or Shiv will come in and execute you. And while that's happening, you have Viscous just bopping around doing Viscous things, and then out of nowhere, Lash from the sky comes over and hits an ult or two.
Dishing out the damage.
Pretty interesting composition, a lot of layered aggression.
Players that the North American region has for sure, and you know, proving that he can hang against even some of the best EU players and still have a stellar performance. For me, I think Rokane would be player of the match. He managed to get farmed. He was kind of the saving grace a lot of the time for the side of Sneaky Golem, and you know, he had a great performance, great damage, great survivability. Only 2 deaths to his name against the catch-heavy composition that Leviathan had with a Paradox and Abrams and just, you know, a lot of potential problems. So, you know, really shout out to Rokane and of course the Lash of League kind of pulling through towards the end. Now, I don't actually know if, I think we have a few clips to go over. Is that correct, Mr. Kashi in the production? Oh, we have no clips? Okay, sorry. So we're going to be restarting soon, correct? Oh. All right, sorry about that. Just verifying the information because we're doing things a little differently. So we're going to be sending to a break very, very shortly, and then we'll be back with game 2. So we're going to be restarting the stream. So make sure that you stick around and press F5. Since the stream is on a 60-second delay, there's going to be about a minute where there is no stream on the channel. So just hang tight for about a minute. We'll restart stream, and then we'll be back with hopefully a very smooth broadcast.
Good for them. They got 1,000 viewers already.
Thank you so
Good
much
for
for being
them.
with us and for watching the TrikSlyr Invitational. We'll be back in just a little bit.
Good for them, bro. Be right back. Are we back on it? Oh, there it goes. Everyone hold on tight. Oh my god! What will I do? Bum 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 bum. No! Do, 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 do. F. F. F5. Lol. Are we good? Are we set? Not quite. Almost there. Stop being 3 mid-turning. What is production like? Goodbye. That's funny. I bet we'll see him complaining in about 10 minutes still here. Who wants to bet, chat? I feel like the biggest whiners actually don't do anything. They just whine. They just want attention. They'll be here talking. Who wants to call it? Bum 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 doo doo. So Borg, I'm gonna watch my favorite tour organizer dead like night shift. Okay, he must be memeing. He's gotta be memeing, dude. Refresh! It's live again! Wait, is it? Is it? That's true, I just want attention. My dad never came back from cigarettes. I'm sorry that happened to you, man. If I left you, it'd be for something nice, like a Chipotle burrito. What's Moonfair playing today? He's playing some Just Chatting? Hots later tonight? Puke. Although I do want to play Hots too. Me and Moon should make new accounts and just climb. How fun would that be? Oh my god, give me the stream! I'm leaving! Let's go see what Moon's doing for 2 seconds.
Okay, so I don't know what the hell this is. I'm gonna just put like anything else that I know.
Guess the game. Wait, what's this? Wait, I'd be good at this.
Anything that I know that's in an office setting. I know
Guess
it's not
the
that,
dot
but
game.
95%.
Wait. Search for a game.
Jesus.
Wait.
Yeah, they're picking some super high Metacritic scores so we can metagame at the start because they're probably gonna pick
Go
like
back to
pretty
Deathy.
popular games. I don't know.
I don't wanna
what,
cheat.
This one is.
Okay. There we go. Now we're back in. Wait, okay. I want to guess this real quick. Guess the game. It looks like a Call of Duty, doesn't it? Skyrim. Submit. Wrong. 5 guesses remaining. Metacritic score 82%. What? Is it Dark Souls? Original platforms. Oh, is that Baldur's Gate 3? Wait, is that Baldur's Gate 3?
Welcome back, everyone. Sorry for the delay. I saw some panic in the chat. Do not panic. Now, I have a little challenge for everybody in the chat. I want you to post your favorite
Genre, action, adventure, stealth.
Emote from.
Wait, what is
this? A bunch
this?
of choices. You can have Ivy. You can have Abrams. Bebop. Now, that's not a great one. But you know, in order to show that you're still here.
Is it
Because we abandoned you.
Oh god, what is that game?
We're back, Mox, and hopefully.
With the dragon.
Double the frames for anybody doing the math at home. That is double the frames. That's pretty good.
What is that
How'd you
game?
feel about that? Did it live up to your expectations of the NA versus EU
Dogma?
kind of like
Dragon's Dogma?
It actually over-delivered, didn't it? Because
Is it Dragon's Dogma?
in a certain way, we're coming into a lot of these games expecting ping to really make a difference. And
Oh!
really kind of
Oh! I know this
show
game!
that it has a very clear advantage.
Wait, do I know this
What
game?
Leviathan showed us is that it's just kind of not going to be so easy and clear.
Oh god.
And
Um.
we talked on it, and it's going to be hard to kind of avoid talking about the OB.
The one with the rats. A Plague Tale?
Pretty slow laning phase.
Is that a Plague Tale?
Really nice interpretations on rotating around the map to create advantages in the lane.
You got it!
Kind of losing. Remember, OC's
Oh my god.
had a little bit of a
Got
hard
it.
time getting caught
Hell yeah, dude.
quite a few times
Hell
in the
yes,
game,
brother.
but
That's
after
not bad.
maybe
That's pretty good.
10, 12
I got it in
minutes,
4 guesses.
team locked in,
My 5th
and
guess.
tons of space, and if it weren't
Yeah, I
for
thought it was
the
Dragon's Dogma.
we can mistake, but
Damn, that was
OC's
hard.
had the lane to
When's the
take
next one?
place.
Do I have to come in tomorrow? Oh my god, I'm gonna do this every day, chat of my life.
To me, it's like EU played better for the
Variety streamer guesses a variety game.
And then they made
Who
a
else
bunch of
knew
really
in chat?
simple mistake that any capitalized
Thief?
on.
I think Thief would have been good too.
Did a great job capitalizing on that mistake, and
That was a great game. I got that whole playthrough. Plague Tale, you're right. You're right, Jake Kurz. You're right, dude. You can do all the old games there too? You want to do that while we're in the draft? Well, I kind of have to watch draft, but
And obviously you gotta give credit where
how do you do the old
credit's
ones?
due. Ult in the last fight, like, was just chef's
That's
kiss.
votes.
I mean, I
How you
couldn't
do an
ask
old
for a
one?
better game one. Obviously there was always the just shout out to all the
Yeah, the
EU
screenshot isn't ideal. Is
you
it?
guys are doing a great job, you know, keep it up, right?
Guess the
Everybody gets,
game.
like, EU
Play
better
previous
than
day.
anyone
How do I
else
do
that way.
previous
Keep
day?
it up, man.
Am
Don't
I?
follow the
Oh, here we
rating
go.
cards, I'm just saying.
I thought that was like add
people
buttons. What
whose
the
entire
fuck?
personality is basically, EU
Oh my
versus
god. Okay, let's do
but you know, I mean,
day
I'm happy
one.
for some engagement in the chat. Now, if you would like to support the stream,
Mass Effect.
also, well, right now I'm running a little bit of a sub goal, and I'll accept the subs during this stream and tomorrow as well for the sub goal, which is 500
Nice.
subs. My wife plays Deadlock.
Mass Effect 2.
She's never played Deadlock before. She has no idea what she's doing. She doesn't even play shooter. She just plays Stardew Valley. So if you want to contribute to the goal and also help support That's on
4
Flight
guests
Life,
remaining.
consider subscribing.
PC,
It's a great
PS3. That's
way
Mass
to do so.
Effect.
But anyhow, I'd like to give a quick little shout out.
Oh, did I
to
hit the
Deathy
franchise?
sponsoring this event and allow us to put a $5,000 prize pool. A quick little clarification as well, and then I'll let you
Why?
share some thoughts, Mox. But
That's not 3, is it?
some people were
I guess
talking
it
about
was,
should
damn.
the servers be like coin flip.
The graphics looked really rough.
I want to clarify. This
Okay.
is a North American tournament, and always was a North American.
Oh, I don't want to do the.
This
What is this
tournament
shit? No, no, no. I just want to guess the game.
Intercontinental. I simply
Can I just go to the next one, or do I have to hit play previous day over and over?
And then a bunch of other EU teams showed interest and signed up.
It's weird that it makes me like roll that all up. What a shitty made website. Can you make this better?
They got invited.
Guess the game. That looks like N64 PlayStation.
All the games would be played on US East, and they signed up regardless, right? So it's on them. It's not unfair.
Oblivion.
Just to clarify that, it is a North American tournament that EU teams happened to join, and I did not prevent them from joining it because I thought that it would be fun to see.
Is that World of Warcraft?
NA definitely has the home advantage, and it is definitely unfair to the EU teams, but they signed up knowing the rules.
N64. Is that Zelda?
Yeah, and it's on them to
Ocarina of Time.
These
Got it.
Adversarial
Got it.
options and show that they can be the better team despite.
Tree?
Imagine if 2 EU teams make it to grand finals in an NA tournament. You talked about the rage baiters in the chat.
What the?
They'll be, way more than they'll duplicate the virus.
I don't know. I need more. Valheim? That's not Valheim. I'm gonna vote it anyways.
Gonna be ready for us shortly. Is that correct? I heard a little bird.
Metacritic score 85%.
And now, what do you think are the adjustments that you would make if you're? I mean, I think Sneaky Golem more on the losing side, so they might make more adjustments. If you're Leviathan,
I feel like this one's way too hard to figure out.
I'm not
Way too hard. We'll say Harry Potter.
How they drafted, I think they had the perfect.
Chamber Secrets.
Of the same. I wonder if they want to test.
Wait, I played this game.
The Geist over the Mirage. I don't think they'll go that route.
I think I played this game. Is that the one with the
They'll continue with the ban.
Outer
I think
Worlds?
Mirage presented a lot of
Is it Outer
promise,
Worlds?
especially when they had Rokane caught out so hard. And
Is it Outer Wilds?
the five-man,
I remember both of
slam at the end
Outer
was really
Wilds.
Rokane
Okay.
stalled.
Damn.
They had
Chat,
the
I'm kinda-
pocket, but even
I'm
so,
kinda
they
beating
had
ass.
the entire team to rotate
Kinda.
out, and Mirage
What is this?
presents those problems every single game.
Red Dead
So I wonder
Redemption?
if they consider that more in the drafting.
1?
Yeah, I think if you're Leviathan, I mean, there's
No.
no reason not to go with the Abrams Wraith opening again, or maybe Abrams.
This
Wraith
makes me
Rocket
feel like
League
Eastern
also
culture
has
slash like
nice.
swords.
But I think that their game plan worked out, and I think it's easy to kind of like look at it from an outsider perspective and be like, well, Mirage
89%.
2 and 17 and had a great game and be like they should get rid of Mirage. But I really think that Leviathan's game plan worked perfectly.
I got nothing on this one. Wait, is that Last of Us?
In the mid game and it backfired, but I don't think it was a draft thing. I think that there was just that one really crucial mistake that we can't.
Tsushima? I don't think so. The trees are too American.
That shows that sometimes in Deadlock.
Wait,
You can play
Horizon.
25 minutes, and if you don't.
That's
play
Horizon.
1 minute after, that can erase all the progress that you made.
Yep. Horizon Zero Dawn. Yeah, you can see up there. Good eye, good eye, good eye, good eye. Damn! Wait a minute, chat. Wait a minute. All right, last one. We gotta go thing.
An interesting dynamic as we continue to
This looks like a click and pointer. Monkey Island?
We need Yoshi's patch for the meta to kind of change and adapt in the current state of things. It's kind of an incredible place that Deadlock has found itself in to see such differences. Even
So is this saying it's part of the franchise?
John Doorman, perhaps Gun Doorman, that's come around as of late. Things just changing up all the time.
I don't know the difference between. I would just Tales of the Monkey Island. It is saying that's right. That's helpful. Okay, so it's just a Monkey Island. I don't know which one it is. So I'll vote them all, I guess.
And I spoke to John yesterday, and he said he was going to be.
That's great. Yeah, I wouldn't have known.
Despite me, because I
Cool.
angered him.
Okay, maybe one more.
I'm giving him motivation.
Maybe one more. I'm actually like I kind of feel like validated.
I do think that this
You know?
is going to be
The last 8 years of my life have not been a waste of time. I know this one! Vampire Bloodlines.
Regardless of what you think about the ping or whatever, one thing that's very clear to me
Wait,
is that this
is it Masquerade?
Advanced deadlock, but this will also provide
Bloodlines?
great data for the developers to look at and be like, okay, you know,
It's not a part of it at all. I don't know. Is it GTA?
between the regions? Is there one playstyle that's more correct than
It would be
another?
3, right? Because 3 was the first
Can we look at
3D.
I think this is fun. And
One
I
more.
know for a fact that, like,
One more.
If I'm at Valve, I would definitely be in Valve office.
If I get this right, chat, I have a problem.
Your top players to kind of reveal
Enter the Matrix.
the innovations
Okay, if I got that right, I would have had a problem. Off of the shoe. What is this?
To just have this tournament in general is
Had a shoe.
deadlocks. I know everybody at home is
Hunting.
watching essentially the best team.
Splinter Cell?
The viscous
you know-
ban is something I actually wanted to talk about because I think heading into this draft, I was looking at
Wait,
Leviathan, if there's
Resident
more
Evil.
innovation to be made. I had my doubts about
Is
the
that 4?
support viscous, but Zerbsy really proved its great utility.
That's 4, right?
Kind of stalling and making time for these rotations.
I'm fucking insane.
You know, obviously,
I'm
it was
actually
so there wasn't
a variety god.
But that cube delays all of
I'm
these
actually, like, so proud of myself.
characters from Sneaky Golem.
Holy moly. All right, we gotta put that away.
About their team.
I kind of want to save my stats. How do I save it?
Viscous worked out fantastic that game and was, you know, the source
See
of
your
a lot of
stats.
game-winning plays. Especially you think about that last fight with the big lash hold was all
Yes,
because
the
Viscous
punch.
stalled with the cube, right? as well.
1 out of 3?
The punch in
I've
mid-balls,
gotten 6 of them in a row. What are you talking about?
on the
You get
garage,
5
so
guesses,
David
bro.
got, you know, a huge door play. And Sneaky Golem
We'll
banned
see
Doorman,
this.
and I fully agree with that decision because Doorman was a
Incorrect.
massive problem last game. And I think that they
What are
should
these?
warps a lot
Most common wrong guesses. Oh, these are stats for people guessing in the game itself. Metal Gear Solid makes sense. I feel like I show my nerdum by doing the Matrix game, though, off the boot. I feel kind of proud of myself. Don't lose your progress. Yeah, how do I gotta... What? Oh, that became unfun. I would make an account and give you my data, but give you dollars for this? I'll be tired in a month. Pass. Alright, chat, for the record, I got 6 of them.
So it's really only great versus Abrams. But then Mo and Krill kind of makes pocket
Okay.
better, interestingly. And worse.
This is a best of 3.
Yeah, and we saw in the first draft that Leviathan had a
Doorman
very
got
CC
banned.
forward
Yeah,
composition.
honestly,
Obviously, Pocket doesn't wanna really get
Leviathan,
many people
Doorman
killed
was
all the time.
cooking.
Lord M, I believe, had some pretty timely kills, but like you said, didn't stand out a ton. We'll see if that
Seems
makes
like
a
they're staying on the
difference
Viper
this
train.
game, but Leviathan going back to the Viper, I thought it was really impactful in kind of creating a good mid-game state for Leviathan. I said earlier that the lanes kind of started off poorly, not horrendously, but once they kind of got this Viper moving around the map, they really kind of created some a lot of space for Leviathan to help OCs get back into the game and kind of take over with their composition. So I'm kind of glad to see the Viper back because it worked really well and provides a ton of crowd control again.
By the
because
way,
they have
chat, if
so
you
many
guys see
options
any
to
cool
kind of deal with
compositions
flash
in this
and
tournament,
all of these
let me know if you want me to try them with Walter.
Shiv's movement
I
is
think
great.
around
Rush
February, Walter and I are
is
supposed to be like
pretty
putting out some
decent
Deadlock
with
content
Leo,
together.
And obviously Pocket's tremendously hard to lock down at any point.
So that'll be fun.
And after we finish this draft, Dynamo as the last pick. Okay, now that's interesting. I don't know if I love the Dynamo here because Viper and Page both have easy ways of canceling Dynamo's ult. But at the same time, Dynamo has a tremendous amount of value outside of ult. And one thing to say is that now they have double knockups with Lash and Dynamo, which are great.
Yeah, I heard
against
Dynamo's
Viper.
like really strong
And so,
now,
in a way,
which is
it can
funny because a
help
month ago he was
counter
considered the weakest character in the
Now,
game.
Before we get into kind of
I think a lot of people on Deadlock don't realize
this game, I will say Sneaky Golem
how
have a
close the
lot more
balance
fight
is,
in
you
this
know?
game with the Dynamo and the Kelvin
The
than
biggest
have the
issue in
ultimates.
Deadlock,
I'm
in my
a little bit worried
opinion,
for them in the scrap
is that we don't have a
fights against
draft mode.
Leviathan's front line.
So like
They
you get
feel
stomped
incredibly
because of
scary, but
matchmaking.
Sneaky Golem have pretty good answers
But
in the
in
pocket
terms of
and so there's a
actual
strong front line. And so it
character
could
strength, I feel like they're
work
all
out
pretty
really well
balanced.
for them. We'll see. I do want to
Obviously, some are better to execute or whatever, but
other games so far. So I don't know if it's possible to show the bracket on stream real quick so that people can kind of just see the matchups and I can just announce the results. Doesn't matter if it's not updated. But, okay, so we've got the bracket here. Awesome. So Cheesy Bread versus Loki W. So
I'm casting. Hang on, chat. Who am I casting? Let me look here.
Loki W versus
Let me look.
Is currently 1-0 for Loki W. So Melee Creeps lost their first game against EU. So that's very, very interesting. So we'll see how game 2 goes.
That's a 1 to 8 seed, by the way. 1 to 8 seed.
I am
8 seed.
casting
hadn't even qualified. They only
Series
got in because,
3.
Chocolate Labubu's
Which I don't think we know who they are
very,
yet.
Very big upset on the side of Loki W so far. We'll see what game.
Might be Abrams Kawaii crew. We'll see.
Kawaii crew
Although we're not in order, are we?
In a record-breaking 17 minutes. So I think
I kind of hope that's Cheesy Bread because I want to yell Cheesy Bread over and over.
A brutal one there, and Cheesy Bread was defeated as well in game 1, although it was a very, very close 34-minute game. So Bunny with Clock are currently winning 1-0. Abraham's winning 1-0. Sneaky
Oh, are they not playing every match?
Loki W also winning.
Interesting.
Yeah, really, really interesting.
We should probably update this graphic if we're having matches go
early, and my brain was almost still locked into the qualifier stage where there was a lot of like best of ones going on. So I was like, "There's no way Melee Creeps are already in lower bracket," but that's not the case. We're dealing with best of 3s here. And did we just get an update now? Abrahams are already cleared into their next phase, winning 2-0 over Kawaii Crew. A longer game this time, 27 minutes, but Abraham's already clear on to the next part of the bracket.
Yeah, we got 2 updates actually. Melee Creeps also won game 2, so Melee Creeps are now 1-1 against Loki W. So they're going to a game 3 there. So a lot of interesting stuff.
I feel like we should be casting these matches, bro.
Yeah,
I wouldn't mind watching those matches and solo casting them.
There's a lot of interesting stuff. Now, obviously, we won't be able to cover all the matches on stream. There are certain players that are streaming, so, feel free to check out their streams. But any support to the main stream is hugely appreciated. There's also watch parties and anything. So, thank you to anybody that's watch partying. If you guys
I'm a watch
like to support
partier.
the main stream, twitch.tv/DeathyDL. Any support on the main stream helps us, promote events to other sponsors for the year 2026 so we can host these big tournaments because, hey, I mean, we've crowdfunded events in the past, but crowdfunding big prize pools, well, first of all, it's very taxing on the community, and we don't want to be dependent on just, kind of asking for money, although the community has been very generous. But also, if you want really big prize pools, sponsors are kind of the best way, and it puts Deadlock on the map, helps the competitive scene grow very organically, and we're very, like, kind of
honestly, the best way is to have Deadlock create a compendium in-game.
This game?
But we'll have to see if that ever happens.
I really, I'm kind of hinging a lot on this doorman ban. I think it did a lot to kind of dictate how, Leviathan were able to continue to create leads, and even when they got behind in the end, like, stall out. I think it's going to be a pretty interesting game to see how Obi-Kim, I believe he'll probably be piloting the Moen Krill this time, and it's going to be interesting to see if it was really, this doorman doing a lot of heavy lifting, but again, the Viper...
The doorman was dynamic. I think that's the word he's looking for.
In game 1. So, Empty Dream
annoying,
doing a great job there for
constantly in your face.
I do wonder...
He almost had no fear.
Excuse me, if Sneaky Golem kind of decide to kind of tighten up the bolts here and say, let's like really put our foot down.
I could have done one more guess. I'm going to do one more guess, chat. I'm not addicted. You're addicted.
Saw a similar thing happen.
I'm just going to do one more guess.
OTW Melee Crews, we already got results of the game.
One more while I wait for this game.
Maybe these
I do hate that I have to go all the way back
things a little bit too slightly
for that to work.
We're going to start to see the pressure ramp up and these teams kind of lock in and kind of focus on the task at hand here.
I do think it's going to be a kind of a wake-up call for both teams. I think.
What is that game with the developer?
Kind of being on the back foot for most of the game is going to really make you lock in for this game 2 and be like, I do think that a lot of any.
The one where like.
I mean, I think all
he's telling you a story. Stanley Parable.
Necessary in order to compete. Like, if you want to be the best, you need like an ego to an extent, just so you can be confident and
Half-Life.
Truly think that you can win. But it really, really pains the ego to lose to players that are on much higher ping and a
is this Portal
disadvantage to you.
So
I think that if you're a Sneaky Golem, they're going to be fired up.
What's Portal 2?
Hoping to take it home.
That was the giveaway.
I do say,
these ramps right here that are white.
I'm going to put faith in my NA boys for this one.
And then I was like, it could be Portal, and I was like, wait, Portal 1 was inside a test area. Portal 2 was more outside.
Further draft a little bit in game 2. I think the Kelvin Shiv is going to be hugely problematic. And
what the heck?
They all got heroes that they're pretty comfortable with, and hopefully the Lash takes it home.
Yeah, if anything, I have a gut feeling that we might see a Shiv.
I got nothing on this.
It's just something brewing inside of me. I think AVG is going to come in mad and angry. And if,
are those buildings?
I know one thing about AVG. Doesn't
PUBG?
like games, so that first game might have been a little too close for comfort, and I think we'll see a much
Oh!
cleaner performance out of Sneaky Golem here. And
Shadow
like
of the
I think Kelvin's
Colossus.
going to be really, really impactful. It was banned game 1. And
Good
they're
job.
taking their
Thanks,
chance
bro.
not dealing with
Next.
this game, so I think it's going to have a huge impact on how this game progresses.
Yes, sir. And I believe the players are all ready in the
Quest?
lobby, so we'll be heading into the game shortly. If there are any
64?
broadcast issues, please let us know in the chat. That's how we
No?
found the 30 FPS issue
That looks like
so
golf.
early. So if there's anything, you know, hopefully we figure out all the kinks and problems that are going to happen in day 1, so that at least, you know, as the game progresses,
I don't think I would. It can't get Mario Golf. It was Mario Golf? I didn't know Mario Golf had real humans in it.
The casters, the desk, the observer, production, everyone is a volunteer. So, you know, like, we don't have a big budget yet, so we can't really afford to pay staff. So it's really just a community effort. So obviously, be
It's
nice
gotta be like
in your criticism,
5
but
or
we
4.
accept all criticism. Just make sure that you're nice about it. And for this game, we've got a
Maybe
new
Black Ops
caster.
2?
We've got Seymour as well as Rook. So please take it away, fellas.
Fuck.
Yeah, no, very
I don't
happy to have
know the
Seymour joining
Call of
me
Duties.
here, backing me up, as I said before, the cavalry's
I don't-
arriving, and
I don't know,
more, but a
bro.
lot of damage arriving onto the
World at War?
Abraham right now.
Maybe
going
it's
down to
newer. Is it
150,
6?
but just about making it out. Not a great start for Overkin, right, Seymour?
No, not at all. You were doing a great job in the solo cast.
Modern Warfare 2. Yeah, I would have never figured that out. Alright, Call of Duty, I'm not a gamer, chat. I'm sorry. Okay, let's go watch the series. See how it goes. Looks like Modern Warfare. I don't know how to tell the difference between the Call of Duties. I have not played a single Call of Duty. In terms of like single player content, I've played like 30 minutes of a 1v1 matchup, and I got destroyed.
For Sneaky Golem, obviously something we're all going to be keeping our eyes on. A little bit of a change there for Zerbzy off with the
Wow,
Viscous
that was a
onto
really
the,
odd
Calvin pick, but,
decision by
it's
the
gonna be
Mo and
interesting
Krill.
to see how Leviathan are going to deal with this.
He had a situation
I think something that we
where he
maybe
had a
didn't
3
notice,
minion
or
heal on his scorn, and he went for the
early
pie in the
part of this,
sky
we
5-man
do
score,
have now the
but
Mo
got
and
stuck
Krill.
on the wall, so he
Rob
took way more damage than
and
anticipated and
I have
was
to say,
lower
Overkin's
health
doing a
after
really
using
great
it.
job of keeping that lane for free,
That was kind of a
at the time.
screw up by him.
And I don't
'Cause
know if
normally
they're
you
gonna
wanna
be
get
able
a
to have the
spirit
same
on 'em so
kind
you can
of
amplify
impact, the same
that.
kind of comfortable laning phase that we saw for this
You play
phase
Call of
this
Duty all the time back before
around.
Advanced
As
Warfare?
Osis is, taking a lot of
I was a
damage this
Halo
time,
boy. I
especially
was a Call of Duty
apparently
enemy.
already. You see that Dynamo going behind and just laying down.
Yeah,
the
that Mo
law
and Krill is
so
inting.
much.
Straight up.
This is what I like to see from from Hydration on the Dynamo. Just the early knockups, the pressure that you're going to get alongside League on this Lash. It's something that you need to put some pressure in lane against.
You have some Halo
Red
3?
to keep OCs behind.
That's crazy,
You are
because
doing
when
a
I was growing
fantastic
up, you
job
were
at
either a
that.
Call
I
of
think
Duty
for
fanboy or a
Leviathan,
Halo
one thing in game
fanboy,
one
and you
that really,
couldn't be a fan of both.
Piqued my interest is the rotations, the way that
And
they're able to
my,
stack lanes and pick up. And
My young
catch
brain
players in the
bought
jungle.
into it.
You still
up, Fallen
have some
Fish? How
great
are ya?
consistent catch with overseas on the Abrams and Overkim on the Mo and Krill, so I'd like to see them keep that up. I think that it's still very possible to force a game number 3.
Yeah, no, it absolutely is. But this laning phase,
I think them
is
racing
gonna
Call
be
of Duty every year has
chance
destroyed that
for Sneaky
franchise.
Golem to find their chance.
Yeah,
set the
probably.
game in their pace.
I
And
also think
Leviathan are very
there's
much
more
looking
to it than
better
just Call of Duty
themselves.
being Call of
They've
Duty,
got a
because
lot
of course
that
fatigue is a
held back on
thing.
those players who'd lost
But
a
I do
lot,
feel like
and now
shooters
they've
in
got time to
general
settle in a little bit more.
haven't
There's
really
a really
evolved
slip-up
much
that could easily
to
set
me,
Sneaky
and
Golem
so
ahead,
I'm not
and
interested in
they're
playing mini
very
shooters
contested.
unless they have like an IP associated with them that I like Marvel Rivals.
Here, especially with Hydration
Like,
pulling out the Dynamo here in game
legitimately, I don't think there's
you have
been
so much
there's
to
2
deal with
games
and
that
so
have
much to
stood
be
out for
afraid
me
of for these
that have
fans,
in like the
especially
last
with,
15
now
years,
giving up the
you know,
Yamato for
grown.
Fremog.
Maybe 3.
You know, Yamato's something that was
Half-Life,
banned out by
obviously.
Sneaky Golem's back in game
Genre
number
of
1,
fighting.
give it up this time, and that Shadow transformation is definitely gonna be
we
something
all
that
know
play
Half-Life is
around with.
incredible.
If there's
Apex,
Sneaky Golems going into this
which
team
really
fights, and
increased
it's-
like movement
when you
and
deal with
being
that shadow
able to
transformation,
slide
you
and
have,
shoot,
you know,
etc.
Firewall in this page,
And then
so you don't have to worry
Titanfall.
about that rallying charge so much that's gonna
Because
shut
the
down
whole
these
mech
big-time
mechanics,
ultimates for
and they
Sneaky
also had like the
Golem.
wall running and
Making it really
whatnot.
hard to land
Other
against
than
that
that,
fight.
every other shooter that I have played or
certainly.
seen hasn't
Again,
been
those
like
extended fights for Leviathan are just so
a change. I don't know if you can really
I
change
think
it that
they
much,
can be
right?
very
There's only so much you can do with
careful
first person.
AVG being the one who can kind of really tank things up, as I think we saw in the last game. He was going down.
So, like,
he was
shooters to
so
me just
much
aren't
damage.
interesting.
Obviously, we know that Shiv can be a real menace, right, and difficult to take down. But when he's the only one taking that damage, and when he's a little bit more comfortable doing so, it can get a little scary.
Well, a couple back and forths early in this game. We're coming up on the first wave of bridge buffs in 30 seconds, so not too much of an issue. But again, I'm loving this duo lane between League And hydration, so much damage onto OC's, already backed up onto the Wraith. Has to be careful not to die in lane, because if so, that's basically a free.
Dude, I'm kind of glad that Dynamo is more scary. I wonder what changed.
I mean, I think it already is. Right?
I'll ask my analysis whenever I'm casting. I think I'm supposed to do play-by-play and be entertaining hype man or whatever for our cast today. So I'll ask Cam and see if he can tell me why.
Good chance for them to set up for those bridge buffs. They're just a couple of seconds away, but a lot of players kind of away right now.
Nice movement. Oh my god. Dude, that Mirage outplayed that Yamato so hard there.
The pocket. That's so aggressive.
Oh my god! Oh, and they got the kill.
Finally going down. This is another worry that you have to be thinking about if you're Leviathan. No, is
oh my god, this Page is trying to win the lane.
Already finding some kills in lane. Already showing to be an issue against this Yamato. That's going to be pressure towards the
I actually really like what Paige just did there.
Pick up the bridge buff.
She ran into the corner.
This is good.
Wow, Mirage just got killed for being greedy. She pushed the wave quickly, and then forced him to either chase her or to get the minion experience. And they chose to chase her, and then she ran into a corner, put a blind stun down through the wall, and then told her Yamato to show up, and then she just stayed alive for as long as she could. Like, after Mirage uses a tornado, like, he's just trying to get procs on you anyways, so, like, just try to strafe and you can beat him. And she did.
A couple of these heroes, too, is starting to hit their spikes. I mean, as we reach the 6-minute mark, and for a couple of these players, yeah, they're going to start to look to get aggressive off of that, I'm sure. I mean, especially that Fremont versus Rocane is going to be fun to see how these two tussle through that mid lane, but it's been a lot more close-sided than I think some may have thought with the EU versus NA, and I'm not going to say that it's all NA across the day, but
maybe I'm a EU fanboy, but I really hate the EU versus NA discussion. I know it's like a really easy thing to latch onto for people that like us that don't care. But like, I hate it when you're doing online tournaments, because one of the regions, if you're on Europe, NA is going to be having a ping difference and a ping issue, and if you're on Europe and you're playing on a North America server, you're having a ping issue. And that's not a real display of skill, especially in a game like this. So I kind of hate EU versus NA conversations on online tournaments, because to me they're not real environments for fairness and competitive integrity.
Not having as much success as they would have in the past, but AVG still not falling too far behind. 5.5K.
How many European tournaments or teams are in this tournament?
On the Kelvin, you don't need the most.
We have one from Russia.
So it's still not out of the realm of,
oh my god, we have a team that has someone from Ecuador, USA, Jamaica, China, Venezuela, China, USA, and Canada.
I think for
what?
They're taking a little bit of a bigger hit here on this Wraith.
Then we have another team from Russia and Sweden and Bulgaria. That makes more sense. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 primary US teams, 1 Russia, 1 Russia and Sweden, 1 all over the place, and 1 that doesn't have a nationality, but they're a last-second villain. I can't imagine being Team Cheesy Bread, dude. They're all over the map. Ping is going to be a problem.
Have that early rotation on the Viper. Now for Sneaky Golems, how are they going to be able to stack these lanes, keep this pressure up, keep the rotations to pick up these first Guardians going? And you have to be wondering also, how is Leviathan going to battle back from this deficit?
Yeah, I think it's going to be very difficult for them, right? They won't be able to do, I think, very much for this kind of the rest.
And there's money on the line. Yeah, $5,000.
And Oberkim in particular. The rest of the players could certainly be fighting, but with a 6K deficit this early on, it's a little bit scary. But what I think is important is if they can weather that.
Yeah, it's rough. Yeah, it's rough. But the cool thing about Money Be Online is they're going to try their hardest regardless. But it might explain why some of the team comps might look weird. Now, with that being said, Russia does have a stereotype of all of their games. They are incredibly aggressive in gameplay. They value high aggression and high execution and running it down on people. Like, literally like what I call running it down, Russia calls a winning strategy. And all the games they play.
Over to the left side, and you're in a little bit of trouble. The dome's going to be popped.
It's interesting.
Both overseas in with AVG, can you finish off the Abrams? Not just yet, battling under the...
Now, will I ever say that on an actual broadcast? I don't know. Because I don't know if that sounds mean. But as someone that has watched decades of esports, that was a crazy kill. Like, Russia literally just has that stereotype and it's accurate.
Oh my. Flammable gets oh so low, but unfortunately Affliction doesn't quite kill. No Spirit Burn at this moment in time, but what a play there from AVG to set that one up. I really thought, you know, getting pulled away by the Mo and Krill, that would have been exactly the opportunity that Leviathan needed to turn that one on its head, but it's just no dice. Sneaky Golems understanding how they're going to be able to win out in a lot of these fights, and I mean, obviously, dropping a lot of daggers on Shiv is always going to be good for you.
It's just the idea there for AVG that even though you get hit by the knockdown, you break the line of sight against the numbers of Leviathan, and they're not able to follow up on that combo. It's just really good micro
the bullet hit?
from the Shiv Kelvin lane. That's gonna go right back in.
Viper's still alive. Oh my god, Page with a save.
Some kills. Not gonna find them
No kills though, but still a great save by Page.
And see if they can rotate it fast.
You know, I mean, I've been really impressed with Hydration over on this Dynamo, constantly finding good opportunities, rotating well with AVG, and, I mean, finding a great dodge on Flammable's ultimate coming through there. Obviously, Page can provide
Crap, dude. This tournament's gonna make me want to play. So Monday, we gotta play Rogue and Marvel Rivals. And funny enough, everyone keeps saying that Rogue is, like, way too hard to play. It doesn't do enough damage. I'm so excited to play her. I can't wait to figure her out. And then I think we might go on a little deadlock kick chat after TFT.
And now they're going to put all of that pressure back onto the guard.
This is making me want to play deadlock a lot. I'm not seeing anything on her yet. Yeah, I just see everyone complaining that she's not easy to play.
Yeah, I mean, that's a smart
like, everyone's just been whining in every single piece of social media that I've seen.
Keep OCs in the solo lane farming on this Wraith, and instead of chasing down Lord NM, who is already way ahead of the rotation towards that urn, you force the trade onto the objectives. You pick up both the left side Guardian and the middle Guardian, and that's just going to give you a little bit more chance to open up these jungles and just start farming away from these lanes.
So I think an interesting thing that's happening here is when we talk about the fact that Leviathan and 9k gold, sorry, 9k souls down, there's not a big difference in terms of the carries, which is not normally how you see this.
Look at that sliding, man. I just love watching the sliding.
They got AVG and Hydration ahead so much.
I can't wait for Viper's full rework to come out, animation-wise.
And normally, you know,
apparently that's not what she's gonna look like. She's got a full remodel.
Get to that power spike, but with AVG and Hydration playing to the pace that they need to, setting up the advantages that they need to, this is exactly what you want.
And here is just AVG on the hunt alongside Zerbzy, seeing if that Ice Beam can actually catch Empty Dreams, but Viper's able to slither away and to the rescue. Overseas Fremont just making sure that you cannot fully engage onto the squishy heroes of Leviathan. Great support coming out from the Europeans to shut down that play. Look at this from League. He's going to be spotted by Obakim. Has to be careful not to get caught by the combo. Fortunately enough, there's a lot of members here, and you got to be wondering that Obakim doesn't want to be caught here. This is really aggressive from Sneaky Golem.
Man, I am so curious. I wish I could have a time machine and go look in the future. I wonder if Deadlock is going to be watchable as an esport, you know?
It's also very good for this team comp because
I find myself staring at the minimap constantly more than I am the actual gameplay in front of me. Because I feel like the gameplay is too disorienting.
Very importantly, they could
to give me a good feel of what's going on in the game.
Gonna be shooting fish in a barrel right now. The combo comes on through once you get that damage.
But I wonder if that's just my boomerness.
Zerbzy just about survives. We'll be able to pop the ultimate.
Oh my god.
It's so much going the way of Sneaky Golem.
That did not turn away. That was a major bait.
Coming out from the Kelvin.
Abrams thought he found somebody.
To properly shut them down, to properly deal with whatever's
You are on a time machine? 1 second per second? Hell yeah, dude.
Couldn't make it happen.
And that's why you don't give up the Kelvin when there's Shiv in lane. I mean, the amount thrown onto Zerbzy just to keep that dome inactive, just to still have that healing output, out-heal or outlive the rest of Leviathan. It's going to be an issue as this game just continues to progress. Rokane getting caught.
That's a kill.
There. Nice usage of the
That's a kill.
From Empty Dreams, but they'll be able to finish off the Mirage. They do.
There you go. Nice job.
Get that kill.
Ooh, and a center. We take those.
Could be taken back there, and you know, now looking at just the state of the game, just in general. I mean, this is what.
They need a free camo to move around the map. The thing is, like, that can be disorienting too. You need someone that has like cinematography and like a good feel for the game for that to be effective, where you just miss stuff.
A huge soul lead.
Just 12 players, just a lot of players. Thank you for the bless yous, appreciate it.
Brilliant lane wins for Sneaky Golem, and they just have not let up on this pressure. And again, I want to point out how key that was, because when we saw that fight over in the shop, over in the lane shop, it was AVG, it was Zerbzy, it was Hydration, all making that fight happen. And very importantly, they're the ones who were fed. OVCs and Overkim were trying to put all that damage in, but unfortunately, this game is sometimes just fought with your wallet, and they could not properly contest. They couldn't
fought with your wallet. I like that.
In enough time because they just didn't have the souls to make.
Sometimes the game is just fought with your wallet. True. MOBAs are just capitalism simulator. Never thought about it, but it is. You all start on equal footing, and whoever gets the most money wins the lobby.
And that's going to take them away from the urn, which it looked like Sneaky Golem were thinking about grabbing, but with the lead that you have, imagine that's just going to be...
I think they did a really good job with Paige. You just saw her wave clear. Like, she's really fun to play.
A neutral urn rather than a comeback urn.
Good AoE wave clear, little carpet to put down, great stun, a barrier to keep herself alive.
Yeah, I mean, the combo's going to come through, but I don't know if you managed to catch
Mo and Krill ultimate, but do they have enough damage here? No, Kelvin too fast.
But constantly in the right place at the right time, getting those executes through, and I'm sorry, Paige, unfortunately, you've read too many books, you need to go to the gym, buddy, because you're just not strong enough to deal with this kind of
Overwatch and Marvel Rivals had the camp? True! But you gotta remember, Marvel Rivals and Overwatch are also linear games, right? You usually have like one main path, and then you have like an area you're fighting over. This has 3 levels. You have your ground level, you have your rooftop level, and you have your subway level. With 12 players all moving around all the space, doing different things.
I mean, I saw some good rotates coming through from overseas, but unfortunately, they're just lambs to the slaughter and adding more.
But yeah, you're right. There is some precedence for sure.
And adding more walkers, they pick up mid walker. I mean, with 3 dead, the timer's not really long enough for them.
I do think there's also some room to help out with the observing. Like one thing in particular is the observer right now does not mirror the. It does not mirror the lane states at all. And I wonder, does it need some like fluid change? Like, should the portraits be moving based on where they're at in the lanes, you know, or would that be too jarring?
Sneaky Golem are giving you no chances back into this game. And I think that is.
Is they reverting the Kelvin nerfs? No, Kelvin just always gonna be busted. His ultimate is just insane. And a place where like mobility is so impactful and having free movement in a large area, and you can say no, you stay here. With the character is just too strong.
It's gonna force back Sneaky Golems for a second.
And he's also protected inside of it. Like, you can say the same thing about Dynamo, and he's actually strong in this set. But Dynamo, when he ults, he's still vulnerable to be shot, right? But like when a Kelvin ults, like you just have to wait. You casting any events coming up? I'm casting on this one actually at 3 p.m. However, I won't be able to live stream it. You'll have to go watch the main broadcast yourself. So I'm just watching these matches this morning, and then at 3 p.m. I'm casting. So we're just kind of hanging out.
However, that is.
However, I don't know if they're streaming on YouTube. You might have to come over to Twitch for that.
Already killed Overkim. Let's see if they can pick up anything more. As Freemork is continuing to duel away, some good knockups coming through, and Leviathan do manage to pick up a couple of those rejuves. They do have an advantage there, but it's going to be
Black hole
coming through finally from Hydration. Looking down, a couple of those players does go down themselves as the fight continues again and again and again. But when you don't have the souls to make these,
yeah, I'm excited to cast too. I love casting.
Feel some of that pain. They finish off these couple of extra players. They try.
Okay, big cleanup.
Keep some good duels going, but it's not enough.
They take down Hydration and Zerbzy, but you know, after the rejuves, after the Hydration ultimate there for the singularity.
Yeah, but it's worth it for Leviathan. If you do a boss fight, so effectively Leviathan got 5 kills there, but there were 3 rejuvenators that popped off, right? But now with the rejuvenator not being available, they've lost the ability to respawn, which kills the pushing potential. So Sneaky Golem instead will just go take all the jungle and farm, and that gives Leviathan time to buy back. Like, that was a good fight for them. I completely believe
And you're
that even if you're in a losing scenario, going to fight the boss is much better than letting them have the boss and defend at home.
Overseas into a level where this Abrams just can create a little
I'd
bit
rather
more
die in the middle of the map and get a
displacement
couple of
and
picks
Fremont on this Yamato
than
to
die on my base and get no picks and lose the base.
go head-to-head against this Shiv at some point.
I'm kind of cheering for Leviathan.
I
I can't
mean,
believe they're playing on
That's
Russian
the plan,
ping.
but it's been very difficult to achieve that. When I was talking about earlier, I was going to point out that Overkim only had 10k souls to their name, doing a good job as kind of being the sack player and actually giving chances for Leviathan to pick up the rest of those souls on other players. But it shows how
Colossus,
little this,
okay.
can really achieve, because obviously when a Moan Krill has more souls, they can be pretty tanky, they can be a real threat, they can at least put some damage down alongside the combo. But right now, Overkim is like literally just an ult bot. That's all that he's achieving, and you know, with the way Sneaky Golem are right now, there's actually a couple of ways to deal with that, so it's a bit problematic.
There's no trophy collectors, bro.
Doing a lot better at just
Is the boss bigger than a threat than a wave/walker? Absolutely. The wave walkers, they did make some changes to the wave walkers, and I don't know if they reverted them because I haven't played enough. But they made it to where, like, when you kill one walker, the other two get stronger, and then when you kill the two, the third one gets strongest. But the mid boss has a pretty decent DPS, and it's a good DPS check as well. You need at least 2 people minimum to even get through its initial shield. One person alone by itself can't do it.
Decide to return it. You know, you're late on the Singularity. You do not have that Dynamo ultimate, but League does have the Lash. We saw what happened at the late game in Game 1 with this Lash ulti.
Already trying to clear away some of the pesky people who could stop them right now is AVG for Sneaky Golems. As
Okay.
Players on towards it, but there
Kelvin
it is.
ult?
There's the dome. Continuing to
Viper's
go for the fight.
behind,
Soon
waiting
as
for people to come
comes
out.
scrap, it's just getting locked in, and unfortunately they're locked in there with them. Tries to go for the combo, sets up for a root here as the Death Slam comes through on 5 players. That's a whole lot of damage. Let's see the capitalization.
Yeah, when a Lash gets a 5-man ult, fight's done.
As Flammable goes down, Osis is off the board, and that
Look at poor
cash in
Viper. She got
hand
locked
for
out because of
Sneaky Golem
Kelvin.
just gets higher and higher and higher.
It's just really hard to fight against these big ultimates. The late Lash ult from League, as soon as he gets to the rooftop, is just the difference in that fight. And no matter what Obikim throws at Sneaky Golems or even Empty Dreams, just stalling.
See the boss and extra damage. The entity should allow an ambush. Yeah. So like you let them tank it, but you're kind of like poking them the entire time, and then you're hoping that the extra damage from the boss is gonna help you turn the fight around. For sure.
Finish off that kill. Fremont not able to live. It's just Empty Dreams on the map, very low. Might have a chance at this Walker, but no, Rokane.
Yeah, she's just
right
trying to
there
get some pressure to look at her.
Viper cannot pick up that objective and split the map.
The Viper is pretty fed, actually. The problem is a 40k difference in souls is kind of big.
Every single fight has just been terrifying for them. I mean, you talked about
Pest. Oh, pew pew pew. That's right, you're out.
Especially when they're ahead.
Deliver the bullets. Pew pew pew.
Play around the cooldown.
Pew pew pew.
Normally you've got to worry about very little, but Sneaky Golems are actually very aware of this. They've not been using Hydration's ult in some of these fights, just making sure they don't overinvest too much, making sure they have wide uptime for their different spells, and importantly as well, they're the ones who get to really dictate any of the fights. I don't think that Leviathan, you know, normally maybe if this was even, they get to start.
I have a hard time following Deadlock. There's a lot to consider. There is. I also think, like, and this might have been opinion in a while, I think a lot of these games, we don't need to jump as much as we do on the observing.
As soon as you do, if you go
But,
for Xerxes, League's gonna ult you. If you go for
like,
League,
if I was
Hydration
observing,
there,
I
there's
would
so
wait
many
until the
chances to support
story
on the
that's
side
in
of
front of me is
Sneaky
finished,
Golems.
you
It's
know?
really hard to
Like, I
battle
would
in
wait
these
until
team fights.
Shiv is
As soon
done
as
with
you
all his
do,
engagements,
the
we'll let
whole
him
team is
chase.
able to shut you down. Empty Dreams now just on the
Now we can
chase
switch over to
away
Viper, he's
from
trying to
this
run,
as
and we're gonna wait
Sneaky
until
Golems
Viper
are
either
hunting you
dies or
down,
gets away.
for the win.
Nope, see, we jumped away, right? Like, it's a little too jumpy, which I think makes it a lot harder. It's very disorienting. And so, like, as a caster, when I'm casting, I'm like, I'm making assumptions, you know? I'm like, oh, there was probably a fight happening on the rooftops here, blah, blah, blah. Yamato just trying to get close so you can deny the damage, so I'll make a play like that and then go from there, but
there's a whole lot of damage.
yeah, there's a lot.
They managed to, well, lose a Walker, yes, but it doesn't really matter so much when you're going to be taking one back, threatening the base as well, and we're only a minute away, really, from that mid-boss.
Look at Kelvin just straight up punching this thing.
Immunity, but it's not damage immunity for Fremog, and no matter how.
You know who has one of the strongest heavy punches in the game, chat?
No way to stay alive in that
And you
moment.
wouldn't believe who it is.
And, yeah, I mean, that's just kind of what I'm going for in this
Guess.
fight. Is just
Who has one of the
who do you
better heavy
engage
punches
on
in the
against
game?
Leviathan? Realistically, you're looking to turn a fight, if anything. And you're hoping that
I feel like my first inclination would be Abrams, right? He actually has good early game and it scales up decently to late game. GT? Yeah, you would assume it was Abrams. It's actually Page. Page's heavy melee scales with spirit damage. So if you build a lot of spirit damage with her, she actually can just punch you in the fucking face. The issue is you don't want to have Paige be in melee range of people. But it's interesting because her punch animation, instead of her punching with her fist, she takes her book and she has as a magical spell punch you with her book. And that magical book, because it's a small detail in the game, scales with spirit. And so Paige will actually just punch you straight in the face with magic power. It's kind of cool. I think Yamato has the best heavy punch in terms of late game scaling on her melee, or just pure physical damage.
Well, looks like
You know a single character's name for this game? Paige is a support in this game. She is the redhead in the top right corner that Flammable is playing. She is a support that gives out a barrier, has wave clear, an ultimate that is global, that has a bunch of horses that will heal and do damage to people in an area effect area. Paige is an awesome character. She is. I feel like the most boring characters are still cool. Like, Wraith and Infernus are the most boring characters to me, but I think they're boring to me because I don't like that playstyle. Of like sitting back the entire game and left clicking.
Instantly every single ult drop, but that's not going to be very long for the black hole here, unfortunately. It's not going to be very much at all.
Kelvin ult freezes it.
And in that time, they're going to find a lot of damn damage. Just, well, instantly a second dome. Just no time, no respite, unfortunately, for Leviathan.
Yep, and that's why Kelvin's OP, chat.
Flammable is going down, and that's only
right there.
Nowhere near this problem.
Leviathan had to make a play because it was so far behind. They went in for the play, and Kelvin says, 4 giant biome where his entire team is inside. They're getting healing. The opposing team is at a number disadvantage, and they slowly get burned down one by one.
They not only get the mid boss, they get the urn, they get the base broken. They are walking to a match one.
I was rooting for blue, same. I wanted my Snake Lady to win.
Over Leviathan, one of our EU representatives.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, this game was nothing like the first, bar the picks, and bar, I guess, the ending with Sneaky Gold.
They might have one defense here, but it's going to be hard. They're down 50k gold.
Right. Lane wins for Sneaky Golem and complete domination as well, whereas in the previous Leviathan were able to do something. Here, it's going to be them piling on in again for the Sapphire Patron. And Sneaky
GG,
Golem
baby.
taking it 2-0, I mean, especially after game 1.
2-0 for Sneaky Golem.
No, I did not expect that whatsoever. And you know what? This is the same thing that kind of what we were seeing in game number 1. Very scrappy, a couple of mistakes from...
This guy gives me Ted Lasso vibes so hard, bro.
Possibly, you know, early morning wake.
Ted Lasso casting, bro. Let's go.
Kind of realize, okay, you know, we're back in this one. You win game
I
number 1.
love me some Ted Lasso.
You get gifted the Shiv Kelvin lane.
Please stop spamming. My dog Bernard looked at my chat and got dizzy because of the spam. Oh no.
You win those lanes.
Forgot about esports copy pasta spam.
You're not getting caught out in your jungles, and I think that that death ball composition that you were kind of going for was really denying.
Please stop spamming for Bernard. Lol.
Opportunities that Leviathan were hoping for.
Yeah, no, it certainly was, and as you said, with those lane wins, I think
okay,
in particular,
maybe we guess more games.
Was a really good adjustment from them, so loved to see it coming through.
Guess more games. Let's go.
From Sneaky Golems, and I'm very happy to see them perform like that as well.
Can I just like leave this page open and right click?
I've really been enjoying, especially that high-paced playstyle.
Can I hit this and open a new link?
Showed it here in game 2.
I can't.
Yes, they did. And you know what? I think that we are.
They need a button to go to the next one, bro.
A little bit more from this Sneaky Golem performance like that. I think game number 1 was a little bit scary.
This screams.
Distance, but game number
Is that
2 very
Minecraft?
decisive, very straightforward, and AVG just in full takeover.
Minecraft doesn't have
Mark
grass,
said
does
on the
it?
desk. He said AVG does not want
That's
it
not
to
Minecraft
look
at all.
clean. He does, or not want it to look close.
Bro, this looks like old as
whatsoever.
hell.
And getting that Shiv Kelvin
This looks like
lane,
GameCube game.
It was not close in game number 2.
Look, I know we're prioritizing things like the Billy and away the Lady Geist as well. But you've got to be so scared of AVG's Shiv.
I'll try Zelda.
And he looked pretty good in game 1, despite the fact that he didn't have a lot of souls. He was still putting up some really good performances. But as soon as he gets that lane win, I mean, yeah, as you said.
No, I don't know.
And honestly, I
It looks Zelda E. It's definitely not N64. It might be like PS2 or GameCube or even Sega.
He really made it look good, honestly. Great knock-ups, constantly saving people as well with the 2, and some pretty solid ultimates as well. You kind of expect that they're going to
Should we make a video of the Game Awards, your thoughts on them? I have a whole video out on it.
It's huge. It locks everyone down. But
I reacted to it live.
Of the kit looked pretty darn solid in their hands.
It is on my YouTube, my man.
Solid, we're going to hand you over to our desk to see their thoughts.
All right, I'm just gonna do a Zelda vote. I don't think it is, but I'm just gonna do it.
Hey guys, thank you so much for
What
hanging
the
out
fuck?
to us. And what a game 2. What a game 2.
That's
I mean,
water
first of all,
reflecting.
incredible,
I don't know what this phone is, chat.
Seymour and Rook, thank you guys so much for that. And you know, thanks for letting us know. We are aware of the slight issues. We know that there's a slight audio desync, but hopefully the broadcast quality overall was much better. We are working on the audio desync. Hopefully we can get that figured out. But otherwise, if there's any issues, as always, let us know.
The Witness. Oh, puzzle game.
America,
Yep.
aka Sneaky Golem, took down Leviathan.
Yep, that would not be for me.
In a very, very convincing game 2. What were your thoughts, Mox?
Halo.
Yeah, I think
Literally Halo.
Leviathan are kind of going to be scratching their heads and maybe even thinking back to game 1, looking that they might have
Halo.
been facing
Comet
a game
Evolved.
3
First try, baby.
likely today, and just sort of a missed opportunity there.
That
This game
is
2 was not close.
crazy
Kinda talked and touched
that
on
I
it.
got that on first try.
Could be a very early wake-up call for Sneaky.
But
Golem to
I
come
was a
back
Halo
with their
fanboy.
food too much. You know, Leviathan's a good team. Play with their food is a bit of an exaggeration, but for this metaphor, they clearly came out much
Medal of
more,
Honor?
aggressive and much more focused on not.
Oh, I
getting
know your
some
problem, too.
mistakes or missing out on.
It just came out.
Rotations and having a more clear picture in kind of shutting down.
Medal of
Leviathan
Honor?
in picks and bans as well.
Yeah, you guys check my live
Yeah, I
videos
think
if you watched it
that-
live
I
together.
mentioned this at the beginning, but the big challenge, the biggest hurdle for EU to overcome is that laning stage, because like I said, that's where ping matters the most. You know, the denies, just the overall mechanical
Is that
skill in the
Bloodborne?
laning
It's not
stage is where
Bloodborne, is it?
matters most. And in this game, unfortunately,
Oh my god,
EU
it was Bloodborne. I played the remaster, which looks a lot better.
Nice way to put it. They were behind, you know, way too much, way too many souls at the beginning. And if you ever lose lane that badly,
Is that Just
at the high
Cause?
at the highest level of competition, it's incredibly difficult, if not entirely impossible, to come back.
No.
And we kind of
Car.
that was
Forza?
basically most of the game. You know, we were looking for kind of things to analyze, parts of the game to
Forza Horizon 5.
show you guys some strategical decision making. But really, all that Sneaky Gold did after that game was.
Are you all
they won
pogging out
lanes
your
really
mind
early,
right now?
And then they played on the enemy side of the map.
It's not Limbo, is it? I don't think so.
They took the walkers.
I didn't even know these were in my brain.
Give the enemy team any
Wall
breathing room.
World?
There was a couple
No
close
way
calls
is that
on the
Wall
laning stage, as you
World.
can see here. Freemock just
Wall World's not
barely
even on
dominating,
here.
not quite managing to catch Lord NM. And you know, it was a little back and forth, but man, this Kelvin Shiv lane, even though they die here, was definitely
That looks like
a
Wall
menace.
World, doesn't it?
Obikim was, well, let's just say he was very poor, and that certainly didn't help to drop this bag. As you can see, at 9 minutes and a half, he
I
was
got nothing on this
4.7K.
one.
Now, if I was coaching someone that was 4.7K at that time, I'd be like, well, we gotta get you some money. Luckily, you know,
Wouldn't be
Lord Trust's
Terraria,
one
would
of the
it?
best heroes
Terraria's
to
the thing that's
score
coming to
on,
mind, but I don't think it is, but we might as well mark it off just in
not
case.
Obikim's next game, and I noticed something in the chat.
What the
A
fuck?
little bit less EU rage baiting this game. I don't know why. Curious.
You know, I can't imagine in what world that EU would be loud and proud before, you know, throwing a game 1 and then losing game 2 in a stomp. I just,
I feel like it's really unfair.
This was just a
About
very
the EU and anything really bothers me. Super Meat Boy? I've never played it. You think so? I'll try your vote. Why not? Because I got nothing.
If Leviathan need to put a higher priority on making sure that they get
Good job!
him here a little bit earlier in the
I have never
draft.
played a Super Meat
I
Boy.
know the page has been doing very well, especially in the first game.
Is that Breath of the
but
Wild?
Even they 6-pick Viper, but this game it really didn't show up
Oblivion?
very proficiently. So I wonder how they're going to consider their draft going forward. Obviously, we talked about maybe drafting
It
particularly.
is in the Elder Scrolls. Is it Morrowind or is it Skyrim? It's gotta be Skyrim because Morrowind is like ugly, right?
I'm not sure if that is or isn't the case, but I think there's some things that they can.
No, is it
address
Morrowind?
going forward. Obviously, they're not out there going down to losers, but maybe just some different draft priorities to kind of put themselves in.
Which one is it?
The Doorman worked really well for them game 1, got banned out game 2. And we're just kind of looking around. Kelvin taken, Page gone, no Doorman. It's like, where do we put Obikim on the Moan Krill? And it's just tough to play Moan Krill, especially into like a pocket.
What other Elder Scrolls are there? Is it online?
Make a really hard game for him.
No way it's online.
Yeah, I mean, very
No way.
dominant from Sneaky Golem, and I think that shows that, I mean, NA's...
Wait, I already did Oblivion.
Game 1 also showed that Leviathan have the potential.
Oh, did I pick
to
the
make
wrong
it through
one? I
the
picked the
draft
fucking
rush.
wrong one. What is this?
So, you know, we've got some
Oh
updates,
my
perhaps,
god, I got
it
scammed.
would be a good time to show the bracket.
I
do
got
have some
scammed.
match results to share with everybody. So we have a few things. Now the bracket here on screen is updated to an extent. Low-key W versus
Evil
Melee
West
is currently in game 3. Otherwise, it was all 2-0.
Oh, Evil West isn't even on here.
Now,
Bro,
Bunny
they
with Clock
need
versus
me to
Evil
get
West
on here, because, like, there are some games that we could definitely get on here, for real, on God.
Abrahams versus Kawaii Crew was not close.
This yells Wild Wild West to me, but I don't think it's Red Dead Redemption.
Melee Crews versus Loki W is
It's too
currently in
cartoony
game
looking.
3. I'm not actually sure how that one is going. I can probably, you know, just tune into Ido's stream real quick.
Is this Orcs Must Die?
Give an update. It doesn't
Live
look
check
like
it.
they're in game yet, actually, unless the game
No.
just ended or something. Let me see. I'm doing a little bit of research. It does. I'm actually
It's not
not sure.
BioShock,
Anyway,
is
I'll wait
it?
for
I
official
feel like-
results before I say anything, because I saw that they won, but I don't know if they would.
Oh, it is! BioShock 3.
Anyhow,
Wow.
we are going to be covering
Infinite.
our next match.
There you
is
go.
Going to be. Let me just double check so I don't get the names wrong, but I believe it's going to be Abrahams.
Uh,
Abrahams versus
Katamari?
Bunny with Clock. Now, for those of you that aren't familiar with the teams, Abrahams, the #1 team in EU for a long time. They were
That
the
yells
undisputed
blasphemous
#1.
to me.
They've been winning pretty much every single night shift, and it hasn't really been that close. You know, they haven't had a lot of competition.
SNES,
Pretty much since
Super
Buffett Doors
Nintendo.
disbanded a few weeks ago, it's been just a clean sweep in the European region. So Abrahams might be the favorites to.
Not
kind
a
of
Final
win this
Fantasy,
tournament,
is it?
Despite the fact that they're on very high ping. And
Or,
Bunny with Clock is a much more recent, up-and-coming.
It's an RPG, it has to be, but it's not Chrono Trigger, right?
Very, very good showings in North America.
It is Chrono
but
Trigger.
Hasn't managed to overtake Melee Creeps as kind of that #1 spot, but have been consistently at that #2 spot,
Fury.
beating Sneaky Golem kind of over and over in the last couple of weeks, and even taking games off of Melee Creeps here and there and keeping it close. So I think that this game is going to be really,
The fuck is
really
this?
exciting.
The
and
Forest?
I don't believe. Just give me 1 sec. I don't believe that we'll be sending it to a break because they're going to be
Books and videos.
ready to draft probably pretty soon. So instead, we're going to be talking about this matchup. Do you have any players that you'd like to watch out for?
I mean,
Is that a Yakuza?
Every single person on Abraham's, you know, there's a
It
lot
is a
to
Yakuza.
digest in that question. I think
Literally?
obviously, we have to pay attention to who's
What?
kinda filling in for the
Yakuza
spot
0?
of what would have been ABL.
My
but, you know,
God.
it is a tremendous.
My
team,
God,
and
chat.
It's not like there's a lot.
I've only
lost in
missed
that
one.
transition, but.
Oh, wait, no, I too. I skipped that
Abraham's
one.
lineup is super duper stacked, so it's going to be pretty tough sledding for Bunny with Clock. They do have a tremendous lineup.
Is that
and obviously,
Grizz?
We're going to keep talking about it because it's going to keep being an issue between NA and EU. They have ping on their side, so if there was ever
I got
a
nothing on
time
this
to take
one.
down the so said Titans of EU, now is it.
For sure. I've heard from the Scrim
It's not
Bucks that recently Bunny with Clock did beat Abrahams, but there was also a period of time where Abrahams also kind of wiped the floor with Bunny with Clock.
Oh, my brain is
It's
like
gone both ways.
trying
Both
to dig out
teams
the
have taken
name.
Games off of each other. Now, obviously, scrims are only part
Dead
of the equation,
Cells? I don't
right?
think that would be
Very
Dead
often
Cells,
in
would
scrims,
it?
People are trying stuff, trying
It's.
strategy.
I don't think it's ugly
I
enough.
don't want to say throwing, right? But they probably don't want to show their whole hand.
Oh
with
yeah,
scrims.
it is. Wow, did Dead
You know,
Cells
one
get
of
a
the biggest prize
visual
pools
update?
in a while, especially for the European teams that they haven't really gotten access to big prize pools recently. So Scrimbucks are only part of the equation. I think that if ping weren't a factor, the obvious favorites would be Abrahams.
I'm just gonna use Final
They've been
Fantasy
dominant in arguably the
from now
most
on.
competitive deadlock region. But with ping taken into account,
This
and
looks like a
the manifesto
PlayStation
of a lot
game
of players
with
from
like
Bunny with
renders
Clock,
on top of
I
it.
would say that they have a pretty decent shot against Abrahams, but we'll see, as we'll be ready to get into the draft very, very shortly. 'Cause I think
Wait, is that a Persona?
Yeah, I'm excited to see.
It is a
the
Persona.
Draft differences. Obviously,
Persona
every
3?
team has their preferences towards heroes, and every
Oh,
player
it's
has
5.
a different set of pools and different set of priorities. So it's going to be interesting to see.
There it is.
Different EU team, different NA team.
Shadow of the
see
Colossus?
how their prios differ. Obviously, we've seen Doorman go very, very highly contested in other recent tournaments. So we'll see if that continues to be the case. Bunny with Clock with some interesting priorities. Obviously, they have Aiden.
It's not Last of Us, is it? Doesn't seem right.
As of yet, and it's not neither been banned. I wonder what your take on
fuck?
Vindicta. Has she fallen out of position here, or is it just a matter of team preference?
I think it's a matter of team preference.
Where have I
also
seen
just,
this
like,
outfit
individual
from?
skill on it. I think that Bunny with Clock has kind of made melee.
Where have I
creeps
seen this
successful
white
in
with, like,
Vindicta,
gray
so I
on
would suspect that
it?
they most likely will pick Vindicta against Abraham.
It almost seems Kingdom Hearts
I
like.
think Aiden
Yeah,
is
that's some
the
anime
most
shit. I
played
agree.
in the world. I played with him on the Unks, and we kind of drafted Vindicta very often because
It can't be a Dragon Quest. It's not cartoony enough.
Kind of have like an easy game, and Vindicta has an insane snowball potential. And I think that if you're kind of like the underdog here, but you have the ping advantage, I think aiming for
It's not a
snowball
Final
out of
Fantasy,
lane
is it?
a perfectly valid strategy.
Just give me a Final
And if I was
Fantasy.
Bunny
Just
with
Final
Clock,
Fantasy.
I would definitely be willing to do that.
Just a random one.
Something to note is that Bunny with Clock's strength isn't really the lane.
Wait!
stage. In fact,
Oh, I think I know what
against
this
melee
is.
creeps, they almost always lose lanes, and they're more of a passive. They're very, very focused.
It's one of those
on
games that you have to
running boxes,
play.
being
It's got
efficient, and we saw a
near.
little bit of shenanigans in the
Near.
last night shift this week,
Near.
where they kind of just had 4 people
Near.
in the lane for a really long time with the carries
Near.
farming, and they like to funnel
Automata?
a lot of money into Poshy Pop. So
There it
making
is.
sure Poshy gets the appropriate hero to funnel money into, which recently has been the
Mario
Dice
64.
or
That's easy as
Mirage.
fuck.
So I think it's pretty likely we'll see them trying to.
That one's, like,
secure
way too easy.
one of those heroes pretty early.
We've seen a lot of Warden as well. Am I wrong about that? I feel like I've seen quite a few Poshy
Fallout?
strange, like early tier 4 rushes on Warden lately.
Yeah, I had a little bit of a discussion with Poshy the other day about his Warden build, and I told him, you got to build more fire rate, buddy. Because he was rushing all these items, and I was like, dude, your damage would like literally double.
Got another one on this one.
Blood tribute. That's all you would need to build, and he was like, oh yeah, good call. So hopefully he's
Days
he's adapted.
Gone?
But yeah, so
I'm
they
looking at the
have
cars on the
a
outside. It looks like kind of
Warden
Apocalypse,
Invitational
right?
is a very kind of tanky frontliner that also dishes out a lot of damage. So I would not be surprised.
What are
to
some
see
zombie
Warden.
games? Left 4 Dead?
Shiv,
This
also
feels
not
zombie.
A surprising pick here, considering Arctic is a very, very.
Wait,
proficient
giraffes?
on
Oh, that's
Shiv,
Last of Us.
And then Abrams. So Bunny with Clock like to.
There it
draft,
is. The
a little
giraffes
bit
gave
more,
it away.
That's what I would call European style. They like to draft very, very brawly, like with a lot of like
Here's a
tanky
picture of
heroes. So I'm
black
not surprised
things
to see
and
that
a
Shiv
few
is
windows.
for them.
What game are you
I
playing?
do wonder about the
What the
Yamato
heck?
ban, because Listic is filling in for Abrahams. I've seen him play
So dark.
Yamato on maybe a few scrims here and there between some other streams. I wonder if that's a specific ban, because I don't think
Oh,
the Yamato
hang
ban
on.
has
We'll come back to
that
this.
priority,
We'll come back to
especially
this.
In terms of banning, you might
Yep.
see your
Draft is on.
free, but that's a very interesting ban that seems
Bum
fairly
bum bum
targeted
bum 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 bum. I feel like I'm cheating because Moon's also doing
I believe
this.
it's almost certainly a
Well,
target
I'm
ban,
probably
and
more
it's
right than Moon
something
is
that
already.
pop up on the
I've
camera
missed
here.
2 of them.
My cat just
How
joined
many
me,
has he
but,
missed?
Anyhow, I'm almost certain that that's probably a targeted ban for Abraham.
Bum ba da 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 doo doo.
And these teams have scrimmed each other, like I've said, right? So
But,
this
like,
is
the
not
fact
their
that this
first
is
time playing
collapsed
each
over
other.
here.
Now, when it comes to melee creeps haven't.
I've
scrimmed
only
any
missed
European
2.
teams 'cause they haven't really been.
How many have you
We
missed?
haven't seen
Alright,
melee
good.
creeps
It's
on the
not cross-comp
broadcast
either.
yet. We will see them probably
What the
later
fuck
today
is this?
or
I can't hear his
tomorrow,
response on
depending
this.
the results.
Because I don't want to cheat.
But yeah, Vindicta third
Wait.
pick. Not too
Tell me how
surprised.
many he
Very
missed,
good against
chat.
all the heroes on the side of Abraham so far.
Only missed
right? These
2?
are all
What do you mean you
heroes
missed
that
2?
Can't really interact
I've only
with
missed 2.
Vindicta.
Hold on.
Geist is very
You heard me.
talented, so
I've
struggles.
only missed 2 on
Doesn't
this.
really do anything other than the fact she builds knockdown, and then the Victor ban,
That's
which
interesting.
Yeah.
Are you
is
talking about
very
Game
interesting
Guesser?
to me
Like, what-
because
how
you
many-
have
Game
Vindicta,
Guesser.
who is arguably
Yeah.
one of the better
You
heroes
only
against
missed
Victor
2
I
on
went
this?
off.
Considering Victor can't interact
On
with her.
this particular
And on top
one?
of that, Vindicta can just like apply
No.
debuffs from the sky on him, consistently
No.
apply heal bane with flight, for example.
So
and,
far.
Mystic vulnerability, etc.
How many has Moon
I will
missed?
say
That's all I want to
Victor
know is
is
how many
a
has he
very
missed?
good
I need to know
anti-troller
what my
hero
window
in
is.
a sense where he can kind of stand up to Abrams and Shiv, and Shiv executes, but
I need to
Victor has
know.
2 lives, so it's kind of whatever. And the Doorman ban, not too surprising, and we've got the Poshy hero coming out at last probably.
Mirage is
Yeah,
getting a
there's lot of
lot.
interesting heroes that are left on the board considering
Of-
Fox bans like Kelvin could be picked up, and immediately Abrams go for it. I was gonna say
Love
might
so
have a
far.
nice advantage to like grab him in the back end of a draft, which would have been crazy, but Abrahams immediately deny it. Interesting questions. Doorman being banned now, so they don't really have a quote unquote support. Very health forward. It's interesting. They're missing a bit of more secured lockdown. Obviously, Dome is good for that situation. But if you look at what Bunny with Clock have already brought, they've got Tornado Knockup, they've got Vindicta Stake, they've got Abrams. 2 points of 2 different spaces of CC hard control in his kit. So I wonder if Abrahams is even worried about that. They actually take Lash. We continue to see Lash dominance in DSI 2.
Yeah, I think Lash is just a very solid kind of like later half of the draft pick when, you know, the enemy.
Remember when Lash got buffed and everyone was like, Lash is unplayable.
Strong Lash counters. Against Bunny with Clock, I really like it.
TrikSlyr didn't know my answer because he's afraid it might be right. Moon has missed more than one. Every time I see Moon, he's making mistakes. Okay? He's definitely missed more than one. I would bet money on that. I would bet my left testicle on it.
Potentially Hoot. Now, it kind of depends. I don't know if Sonya Sniper is playing or if it's Listic. They have Listic as a sub, so that might also affect some things. So we'll see once we get into the lobby. But I do really like the Lash pick.
I think I've played way more video games than most of my friends.
And, you know, heavily
I think that's factual. That's all I've been doing for the last like 7 years of my life.
Try to buy counterspell or play really far back so the Lash can't get to you. And Bunny with Clock respond with Viscous Paradox. So they've got their save hero and their pick hero, and Paradox is.
I feel like Team Abrams needs a little more
perfect rounding out of the draft for Bunny with Clock. Outside of, you know, giving the
long range damage.
2 really good, as you said, brawlers, but really protective, kind of beefy, dodgy survivalists that really kind of make a nice rounding out of their draft. So I wonder what Abrahams is thinking of here. And last, they don't have a, you know, M1, so this might be the Wraith angle here. I imagine a pretty safe farming hero to kind of round things out. Lady Geist does sort of fill that as well. She's very much in a power position in terms of being a gun carry.
I think they've already got kind of like their carries figured out. I think it's gonna be they're gonna put money on the guys, the pocket, the Lash maybe. I think that they are missing maybe a little bit of an initiator hero. I wouldn't be too surprised to see like a Bebop coming out here, to be honest. I don't think it's really Haze. I think Bebop could be an option. Doorman is banned, otherwise I would have said it's a really strong Doorman angle. Other than that,
they go Mo
I
and
mean,
Krill here?
They could go Mo. They would be having a lot of beef, and it's a kind of a low damage pick hero. I think Bebop would be a better option if that's what they're looking for here. It's also another potential knockdown buyer if you need that. And also a bit of capacitor.
His Grey Talon is unplayable now?
A lot of value against Bunny with Clock, especially like, oh, there it is. There's the Bebop. Called it.
Yay or nay?
So
do we know?
Against Abrams, Shiv, and Mirage.
I feel like we've seen no Grey
Yeah, I was
Talons.
gonna say the only other option I was thinking could have been Holiday, but we've not seen a ton of Holiday as of late. I feel like she's kind of fallen quite a bit out of favor. Does have the damage capabilities still, but slightly behind some of the other picks and options.
Okay.
So I think Bebop's a really good answer. Also
Draft is
helps
done.
Lash kind of control.
Let's look at this guess game real quick.
Of a higher skill matchup there, the Bebop into the Vindicta, but definitely can make plays when we're dealing
this was
with
the
very
one that I
good
was like trying to
stats.
figure out.
Nice little rounding out of the draft for Abrahams. These are actually 2
Man, they have like 500 of
really
these.
nice looking drafts so far for both teams. I wonder what.
I feel like I need the next answer. I might as well go for a
vote,
vote, right?
I know that you love that, but
Well, you know, I do
Bunny
like
with Clock draft.
Ninja.
Bunny with
I mean,
draft, Bunny
Gaiden.
with Clock draft looking really nice actually.
Bunny with draft. We need the bunny with the clock picture, except
None?
Of a clock, he's like showing a draft. And it's like showing like
Will.
first pick or something.
None will?
So
Walking Dead?
yeah, I will say I do like Abraham's draft.
Someone just name dropped me.
I
What do you
really
mean,
like the
Tubes?
Viscous late pick.
What do you mean name dropped you?
Bebop a late pick. I was gonna say Viscous could be a
Wait,
problem
is
for
this
Bebop, but Tubes
Max Payne?
Kind of depends on the lane matchups, right? And we'll see if we see a lot of lane swapping. We haven't really
No.
seen any lane swapping so far this tournament, but
Wait, that
if you're
looks like Max
Bebop,
Payne.
running into Viscous is not great for you because anyone that you
What?
hook is just gonna get cubed, and so it kind of shuts down like a big portion of your kit. Like I said, lane
It's really
is the hardest
ugly
part
and
for
muddy.
EU to get through. If EU, aka Abrahams,
Is this-
get through the lane,
Is this
I think that they've got a pretty
Escape
good
from
chance against Bunny
Tarkov?
with Clock. I would say if I were to have the odds, I would give this one 60-40 based on draft in favor of Abrahams. I think
Zombies?
Abrahams have a lot of responses to the threats on Bunny with Clock. Specifically, I don't think Shiv and Abrahams
Left 4
are
Dead?
going to have a good time.
Wow,
against
that
this
one,
Abrahams comp.
I did
Like,
not
what
feel
do
like
you
that was
see?
fair to Left 4
Who
Dead
you
at
go
all.
on? You know, you go on the Kelvin. If he has any support, you're going to get domed as a brawler.
What
You're
the
going to get
fuck?
isolated from your Vindicta, who's not going to be able to support you. You go on the Bebop, I mean...
Message chat,
incredibly
someone
tanky once again, Kelvin and
donoed
Paige
and said,
without
look
the
at
shields.
Tuba Soak comes
You
out
kind of have
after
to
2
try to
years
get
of
this ratio
following.
now, but she's got
Some people just lurk and chill,
such a
man.
strong frontline ahead
I mean, I
of
do
her.
the same thing too.
And I think a big
Sometimes
part
people
of
will
this
drop
will
like
be,
$20 on the stream out of nowhere, and I'm like, what the hell? And I look them up, and they haven't said a thing in 2 years. They're just king lurkers, you know?
Previous game, where AVG on
That's
Sneaky
cool.
Golem had an
I'm gonna type
incredible
bus.
performance. Then I can definitely see a world where Bunny with Clock kind of falls ahead.
How
And
do you
Arctic
get this
is
one, chat?
who I assume is playing Shiv. I'm not sure. But
What
Arctic is
the
very, very
heck?
good on Shiv. I know that we were a little bit afraid of Arctic on Shiv when we played against him in the previous tournament. And so I wouldn't be surprised if we see a good individual performance.
This is gonna be like early PC days.
Abrahams have a ton of save. Bunny with Clock, it seems on paper to me that they have stronger lanes, and we talked about how they could take a lane win and kind of snowball it through the entire
Yeah, I'm not
game.
getting this one.
So that could be one place where Abrahams has to kind of concede a couple
Yeah,
things
that's
in-
not
in-
coming for
in the
me.
laning stage, maybe take a couple deaths here or there, a couple losses, but if you can stall out long enough and get
Wait.
Paige and Kelvin, like you said, to cover for your players, to make plays around the map, then you know there is a
This
there
early
is an
fight
outlook for this
simulator?
Abraham's draft to really scale and get to a point where Bunny with Clock are going to be pretty unhappy playing into Affliction. Is going to be doing
Last
a lot
guess.
to kind of deter a huge amount of what Bunny with Clock have drafted in the Abrams Shiv, kind of leading the charge into these fights. And they only really have the Viscous kind of cleanse potentially with the later cube investments.
Helicopter,
Kind of clear off. You don't have a
indoor
natural
adventure.
barrier builder like Vindicta can
Simcopter.
We know very likely that's
Oh,
the
whoops.
Aiden hero who's going to be
Wait!
playing a more
You can go
carry-forward
back
Vindicta
here?
from what I imagine.
Oh
Maybe
my
the
god.
Gun Bearer is an
That
auto
changes
clicker,
everything.
so they will see him
Oh, you can only do it
It
when you
is
see it.
a bit of an
Oh,
issue to
the
do
answer
that
was
with
Simcopter.
this, Bunny with Block lineup.
It counts, chat.
Aiden's gonna get a
It
divine barrier.
counts.
think makes
I
a lot
got
of
it.
sense here, especially against the pocket. I'm curious to see if we'll see kind of like a
Command and
support
Conquer?
Viscous as well.
Yeah.
You know, with the cube, max cube, like that could be an option this game. I'm guessing that is at least in part the idea. And Bunny with Clock.
It's
don't
not a
really have,
civilization,
like,
is
super
it?
Traditional kind of support player, so to speak.
Diablo?
Like, for example, we saw in Sneaky Golem Zerbzi. Zerbzi, I would consider a very traditional support
Diablo.
player. Like he's gonna play support Ivy,
Yeah.
you know, Kelvin, like all of these heroes. But on Bunny with
What-
Clock,
what
a
is
lot of the time
this?
It ends up being Gibbs, and Gibbs is quite a flexible player.
What is this?
Who can play like the more damage dealing roles, even when he plays Viscous. So we'll kind of see exactly
Earthworm
what
Jim?
type of Viscous he aims to play. I would probably.
Why
go
are they
with
just
support
showing me
Viscous.
pieces
I
of
think Bunny with Clock
grass?
is not really lacking damage.
Total War?
Paradox, Vindicta, Abram Shiv, like all of these heroes can output a significant amount of damage, especially Abrams
Fallout?
outputs a surprising amount of damage with the builds that you can go if you get like Surge of Power.
This one feels
You
unfair.
get Bullet Resist Shredder, like you have so many options, and now with the new.
It's not Shadow of the
Warplane
Colossus, is it?
investments, He does a significant amount of gun damage, not only Spirit and melee.
Dragon?
Yeah, we've seen some interesting differences in builds. Some of the we've saw
Oh
in
my
Fall, like,
fucking
there's
god,
a
are you
boundless
kidding me?
spirit Healing tempo, like insane amount of damage coming out from. this
How
kind
is
of
that fair?
Hybrid, almost.
Show me the
Yvonne-esque
landscapes of what?
Abrams that's
Li-
killing you with both. Self and
Hey,
life and
hey,
point blank at the same time. It's
hey,
just impossible to kind of cut
hey.
through his healing,
That's
and
maybe
he's
something I
also
can start putting
killing
together
you at the
for.
same time, so I wonder. If
Maybe.
we'll
Okay,
see
maybe that
a more
dragon.
Traditional like green and gun from Bunny with.
You know
Clock.
what? Can I
That's
open
a
this out?
little
I'm gonna
bit
send this
more
to Walter real
advanced
quick.
Style, and I agree with you on the Viscous.
Let me see if he figures it out.
Cube plus Divine Barrier provides enough, along with maybe
Without
Vindicta
looking anything else
having
up.
Divine Barrier as well should be enough to cover the pocket issues, and then it's just about outlasting.
What
these
game
two
is
players.
this?
Obviously, if they can keep Shiv alive for a long time, keep these players' health.
I'm gonna send him
up,
all
then
these
you can
pictures
get
real
them to
quick.
Execute range, kind of snowball through these fights, but teams might be getting pretty close to ready here, so we're ramping up for the start of our game one in our second series here today.
We're gonna send this to a
In-game, but just
Dark
FYI,
Souls
I
expert
was talking about who's going to be playing the Lash. So it's going to be Sonya Sniper on the Lash.
and see if he can figure that out.
Playing in this game, just for the people that were wondering.
I'm assuming the dragon will tell him.
Boot is going to be on the Geist, as we will be getting into the game shortly. So we've got.
I'm gonna
Bunny
remove the
Clock,
dragon
arguably
picture.
NA's number 2 team. And we've got Abrahams, the undisputed.
Okay, let's see if he gets it.
champions
So I
of
sent him
Europe in the NA
this
versus
message
EU
with these 3
clash.
pictures without the
Taking away
dragon.
Seymour and Rook.
There's no way he
Well,
figures it
we've
out
already
with
got
just
one
those 3 pictures.
European versus North
No
American
way.
matchup in the books.
I don't
Why
believe
not
it.
A second one to kick off the day here for Deathslam
I don't.
Invitational. Abrahams, the undisputed #1 from Europe, have a chance to at least get some revenge here on stream. So I'm excited to see what Bunny with Cluck can bring to them, but I'm really
When
excited
Kelvin
for
has
this
a laser
Abraham
on you,
team
you
to
run,
finally
bro.
get shown.
Yeah, no, me too. Really excited to see them fight, well, on the big screen against some of these great North American teams. And, I mean, with what I've seen from Bunny with Clock lately, I'm excited for how this matchup is going to go.
And you know, I think the breakdowns...
One of these days, I want to be so confident in my casting that if I know it's going to be a shitty match, I just want to be like, yeah, I'm not very excited for this match. I feel like it's going to be a stomp.
Outlasting Abrahams in these fights.
Because I feel like everyone's like, yeah, I'm excited, I'm pumped, dude, let's fucking go, bro.
So many picks that just go their
When's
way.
your casting begin? I cast at 3 o'clock.
On the Abrams, Poshy Pop and Mirage back.
I move here when ads roll. You can dodge the ads by subbing to the stream.
Especially when we look towards
Twitch Turbo works as well, or of course ad block.
A lot of North American teams just opt in to straight up ban this.
That'd be such a shitty thing to say. It would be a shitty thing to say. But at the same time, how baller would it be?
I think that this is their chance to stick it to the #1 EU team.
Not quite getting the stake there.
Usually the best way to go about that is if you don't see me stomp, you go, yeah, this team is probably going to be the one to pull off the win here, but I am interested in seeing the improvement of Bunny with Clock, you know, things like that.
So, I mean,
I thought casters had to have the matches or not. Nah, bro. No. The job of casting is to help walk the people that are just listening through the match. There are dicks. There are. Have you heard some of the NFL casters? Like, some of the shit they say, man. It's like, do you even know how to play football?
I mean, you have to be thinking that Bunny with
wild.
In a situation that if you win against Abrahams.
Ultimately, we're just trying to help bolster out their product. It's not always about hype.
All the way into the finals. With Clock at just being that team that is looking to level up in a tournament like this.
Yeah, no, absolutely. They've improved a ton so far, and certainly wouldn't be stopped anymore. Some good damage going down doesn't quite get Sanya Sniper.
Did you hear that Trump said we should change the name of football because two sports called football is too confusing?
There and getting a great push on forward. No, but as you were saying, I think Bunny with Clock really
there's a point somewhere in there.
More great wins on their resume. Right now, they've been struggling to take.
You know what I think? I think there shouldn't be any different things at all. You know, honestly.
Abrahams, that'd be a great thing to be able to argue. A good parry,
everything should just be the same.
Does go down, and another kill coming out in the early game.
That's a beautiful parry from Arctic. I think that
I shouldn't think.
For sure, and you think about the bracket.
I think that I think when I think, you know.
With Clock, there's a chance that if you do turn around and win a tournament like this, then most likely.
Let's see if Walter responded. I'm so curious.
If you beat both of those two teams, what is that gonna say?
If he gets it.
Yeah, it would be honestly a great thing for them to be able to say, really allow them to start, well, writing their own legacy, right? They've been held back.
I suffered Oni with Sardius, new colony in the Dynamap, working towards the metal refinery up next. Ooh, there you go, Layden.
Do it right, picking up that 5K prize pool. As he said, taking down the two other considered best teams in the world, and also with your own little, pocket pick in the Vindictor. I love to see it. I mean, this character feels really strong right now overall, and having a person who's really good at it, I mean, that's going to accentuate it even more.
And you know what? I think that for Bunny with Clock versus Abrahams, this is a situation where you're looking at your previous, Wednesday nights, and you're thinking to yourself, well, the only team that we have
been able
to get through for the most part is,
you guys are probably going to be my feedback, because I don't really get much feedback from the Deadlock community or even the production team on my casting. Listen to this casting, listen to my casting, and let me know how I do.
Plays into a situation where
just say if I'm like top 3.
Do take down melee creeps. You're feeling good about that one.
When it happens, let me know.
Over and over again.
Say words good. I plan to speak it, the gameth, into liveth. Yeah.
Managed to catch Sanya Sniper as they try to jump away. Just exactly what you want to see. Demov does get
I had a prime. I love you, Tim. You deserve the world, bro. Thanks, man. I don't know about the world, but I do deserve a burrito here and there.
So, we're 5 minutes in, you see a bridge buff up on the right side.
That's really fun to watch. Thank you. What I need is like when they start becoming official tournaments and whatnot. Like obviously I got to put the work in. I don't like deserve it, but if you guys do believe that I am one of the better casters, I need people to like vouch for me on like Reddit, whatever, forums. Like need to be on like some of their Discords and whatnot, Twitter. Word of mouth is everything, man, for a caster.
On this lady guy, still not ahead of Poshy Pop, but
we can't say deserve here at TrikSlyr. It does.
I mean, that's what I was going to say, right? Is Poshy Pop?
You're not in this tourney? I am not in this tourney. I'll be casting this tourney in about an hour and a half.
This early in the game.
In fact, we're probably going to finish this game, and then I'm going to be hanging out because I need to get into the green screen room and make sure they're ready to have me going, and I'm not allowed to stream it.
Because as high as that's getting, that's going to very much correlate with Bunny with Clock's success.
A situation where you're farming.
So the stream will probably end after this, and then I will see you guys on Monday. We will save our hours. How many hours do we have to sub it on chat? About 6 hours? Okay, cool. We'll be back on Monday. See where we're at in the TFT tournament. Get some rogue in. If I am still in the tournament, we'll play TFT. If not, I'll probably pick up an SDS or two, and we'll go from there.
Please get somewhat of a trade now that Aiden has actually rotated over to assist on this one as well. Assassinate ready.
Ooh.
Can they lock down something with Hoot? Gotta watch out for.
Can you link where you watch? Only if you promise to do a trick S here and there. I'm so hyped for Rogue. Yeah, that'll be a fun stream day. I want to play some Rogue.
It doesn't look like it really will matter.
Yeah, that was really.
I'll do a better job of looking up where
does go down here. Shout out to who actually for managing to live that one.
Where
I saw, like, Aiden
where I am in the tournament.
Holding down these sight lines. Obviously, Hoot's been playing a little SCS, keeping an eye on exactly where that sniper is going to be coming from. So really nicely done to keep alive. Almost
Big
gets
parry.
the trade, but we're just showing the level of the players in this game right now, managing to both survive in pretty dire circumstances.
Wow, nice move by Kelvin.
For a setup.
Okay. I like how he saw the shadow charge being used, and he popped his ult there because he's like, oh, now he's locked in. Abrams literally can't do anything.
Back up to safety as 3 members here for for Abrahams. And that's really scary here for Bunny with Clock because the rotations have already proven to be an issue.
Ooh, Vindicta! Oh, big charge.
It's going to finish it off for Aiden, who's traded out by Sonya's sniper, but giving Bunny with Clock a chance to
yeah, I got you.
This Guardian.
Oh,
We'll be casting over here at 3 p.m. PT, twitch.tv/DeathyDL.
Taco taco, burrito, burrito, taco taco, burrito, burrito, taco taco.
Now let's make it approx 9 hours and get another giveaway going coins and all.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Remember to get tickets before he ends the current one.
Hell yeah. I will link you right now, Sweet Criminal. I got you. I will link you right now. It's not here on YouTube, sadly. You'll have to watch it on Twitch, but I will link it for you. Chat, get your hearts going! TrikSlyr just dropped $100 on the stream! Let's go! Hell yeah! Okay. Let's see here. If you are lurking and hanging, get some hearts in or post your favorite emote. One of the two. That puts us at 132 subs so far. And we actually have a giveaway going right now, so I'm going to pull the giveaway live on stream. If you're over in Twitch chat, type _ticket.
On either side,
you'll be entered into the giveaway for an SDS and 100 coins.
Really assist with your outer
you want to give the coins away as well. Yeah. TrikSlyr is literally Santa, bro. Literally Santa. Look at this guy. Okay, closing the giveaway in 30 seconds. So get your sign up right now. Get in there.
Oh,
no problem, Sweet Criminal. I got you, bro.
You lost track of time. My bad there. But we do see, actually, that Abrahams are looking more towards this right-hand side of the map, and instead it's going to be dives on the left just to get
oh, Kelvin's so fucked.
Does not have that dome.
Kelvin's still alive? Okay, I was going to say, how did he live through that?
Out together, but a lot of damage going through.
Yo, Tanner is eating on this Abrams.
As they, well, absolutely give them a hiding in that one.
Nice job, Tanner. Nice job. Okay, giveaway is being ran. Here we go. Draw a winner.
For Abrahams.
Who is our winner? Our winner was Number Cruncher with an SDS, brother. The one and only. Thank you very much, TrikSlyr. Let me add that to the calendar here. Number Cruncher added. Number Cruncher always finds some unique games too. That'll be fun. If anybody wants to SDS a game or pick a game, the new Terminator 2D game came out, and I really want to play that. So if you don't have an idea of what you want to do for an SDS, I am down with that one. Okay, let's get another one going. Get another giveaway going from True. Copy.
And you can still think about moving this urn.
This is number 2 for the subathon. Created and started. All right. New giveaways going.
The Tide Collector, right? Sitting on 14k sold. Turns up to that fight at the end. There are
Did the
basically
quality
no
just
odds
dip like
waiting.
crazy on the stream, or am I crazy?
He doesn't have to worry about very much pressure going his way, and just goes, well, okay, I'm gonna walk up to this ending Kelvin ultimate and just clean up Taz immediately. So really nicely done again. Bunny with Clock aware which side their bread is buttered on, and it's certainly Poshy Pop who is able to clean up these fights, set up their team.
I think this Kazra has some really good turn phrases. Yeah, he knows the side the bread is buttered on.
Eventually here, but
same.
it's not going to really be too much of a problem, as that urn is still in the hands of Bunny with Clock.
Yeah, no chance for you to even rotate it across.
And then I need to add 3 hours of timer, correct? Let me add that real quick.
Finding some value in Hoot. We'll be able to
So when we come back on Monday, we'll have a nice girthy amount of time. We're at 5 hours and 47. We should be at 8 hours and 47, correct? Correct.
Maybe siege into the jungle of Bunny with Clock as well. As you can see, a couple of camps are up there. Taz is on the hunt, looking for somebody slowing Hex onto Cool Cheese, but not able to have a chance at that hook as it was off cooldown.
Done.
So you're just going to reap the reward of not too bad from Bunny with Clock, just a good ebb and flow on the map between Abrahams.
Yeah, and look, both of these teams know how the game is.
Look at this movement, dude.
Trading back objective, trading back jungle camps, making sure you get that
like,
little bit
when
of,
I'm moving, I feel like I'm playing that way.
Focusing
I'm gonna try for 4 hours. I have to ignore Xerix. He just tries to scam me constantly on my subathons, dude. He always out here.
There's a couple sitting in mid as well.
Trying to trick-ass me, dude.
You know, keeping an eye on where you can find these fights. This is the Viscous really far forward. If they have to use these abilities, and in particular his ultimate or the cube early, it can be very problematic for the ensuing team fight. But Saint gets picked.
Ooh, nice camera pull. Well done, Observer.
Take away these supports, and well, the rest of the carries, they have no leg to stand on. They will go down.
And this is an issue as you
dude,
have
Pocket just got pigged by Vindicta.
Splitting down the right side. Poshipop putting a lot of pressure into your walker. You have a little bit of damage to the mid walker as well, as that you're just kind of losing the macro across the map in general if you're Abraham. So a lot put into that fight just to battle for this urn.
I feel like Bunny with Clock is so far ahead based on how the map looks. But the thing about Deadlock is one turnaround and then you grab that Guardian and suddenly you are just back in it with the map. It's nutty sauce.
In terms of the farm race, Hood has actually been able to close this gap on Lady Geist. 19k now on Hood. And that's going to give a lot for Abrahams in these team fights.
Yeah, no, it certainly is. And I'm honestly impressed with who always manages to find a lot of farm and is constantly ready to fight and scrap over everything. And I think that's why the Lady Geist is actually a really good fit for him. So very happy to see them continue to play on that, looking for the kinetic carbine here. Does manage
good
to
hit,
slow, gets the
good swap, good damage.
For you here, Kelvin.
Yeah, Kelvin has held on his ultimate there. He was like, there was no point in ulting.
They want that for the next fight. They know they're going down. Tanner continues the chase, and frankly,
it's weird because as Kelvin, you have to make the decision of like, all right, should I ult here, or are we screwed? Because if you ult and then you die, mid boss is available. However, if you die, you still have your boss fight.
There's the death slam, and that's going to be
no way.
Damage. Yes, but it's not quite going to be the
he
kill.
lives.
It's
crazy.
Gonna have to drop into this building and continue with that
good
cover,
movement.
even with the rest of their
team the Kelvin can come back and straight up ult the boss.
Potentially makes it out here, continues to get aggressive, dives
so it's actually better to save your ult.
And how on earth he made it out of that, I have no idea.
Arctic's not going to be in this fight either, so it's not like you have any damage if you're Bunny with Clock. You're just looking at Aiden to do everything, but Aiden is now caught overextended in the side of Abrahams. Ooh. And the Vindicta is going to be in trouble. Could parry onto one, but you still have the rest of the team to worry about, and the Ice Beam is slowing you down. Abrahams, not only do you see some fancy footwork from Sonya
Can they get this
Sniper,
Guardian
but some
now?
good
They kind of
rotations
need
to
it.
assist in turning that fight back around for you. Holding on to the Walker, not giving up too much damage either, and that's going to be the Guardian on the left side taken as your reward. Bunny with Clock, they gave that up early just to go prioritize grabbing this urn, and with this too, it doesn't look like Abrahams are really reacting to it, so you're going to have numbers on the left side of the map if you do want to return it.
Yeah, they're going to put Abrams over towards that one with Tanner. Bunny with Clock kind of aware that taking the walkers at this point in time, this is starting to be the
Interesting. The Sinners are a minute, 2 minutes off on the timing. I wonder how hard it is to like precisely be on top of the Sinners in a pro game. I want to climb to higher ranks so I can see how it feels.
Keeping it open wide, letting
It seems like on average, a 1.5 to 2 minute delay on Sinners is not that wild.
Left-hand side right now, they do actually get a kill onto Demov, but can it lead to much more right now? No Death Slam coming through. The Frozen Shelter buys them a lot of time, but I don't think they're really going to be able to turn it into very much. But what they have done is they managed to stop that. Well, at least the left-hand side.
Wait, I didn't realize Vindicta's ultimate works on the walkers.
Poshipop goes down. Hoot has shown dominance now on this lady, guys.
I guess that makes sense.
7K farmed up. You've 1v1'd the powerhouse of Bunny with Clock. That's a scary look in terms of what to expect next time these two teams match up in a 6-on-6 fight, but still lots of time before we get to that moment. Heads up play from Aiden to march down mid and get a trade onto that Walker, opening up that flex slot for your team. As you had a good chance there too on the left side. If you're Buddy with Clock, you put a lot of resources into trying to siege out that left side Walker, but it really didn't come. I think a couple of marks missed on those ultimates, and most of it was just giving Aiden that opportunity. But
I think we're getting into the territory here if like one more fight happens and 1 or 2 people go down, or like 33% of the opposing comp is gone, you go for boss.
Open up this game.
We'll see if that's what happens though.
Yeah, no, honestly, it's kind of surprising because Poshipop has been so great at escaping from a lot of this pressure as well. Great usage of the tornado. I don't know exactly what happened there, but it's a little bit scary. I will say the one thing I was impressed with Bunny with Clock is kind of allowing Aiden the Destroyer to actually open up that middle walker. I think that's going to be really important, especially as we kind of get towards 18 minutes, as we start to get towards a point where actually teams can look at this mid boss, and without that middle walker, the presence of Abrahams on the map is going to be reduced. It's not going to be nothing, don't get me wrong, and I think Abrahams are very well aware, and they might even, skew towards it as a result, but it's definitely going to be very difficult for them to contest in the same way that Bunny with Clock can, especially since you can put Poshipop on that side lane. I was going to say, there's a problem, just teleport in, right? Like, you're playing that kind of across the map play that I think should be so successful for them.
Are they about to get baited?
The bits that are open.
This feels like a bait.
Big hook from Taz, but it's going to be the paradoxical swap to at least try to switch up some of these positions. Coolchi's still going down. It's a trade as Saint ended up
I don't like Bebop's kit because it sucks to get hooked in and kicked around, but his ultimate is actually really cool. It does decent laser damage, but the main appeal of it is the slow.
In this fight, you see Sonya has the Death Slam available, just hunting for an opportunity to rip this ultimate. No wave control through mid is something that you have to react to, and a couple of these players will turn around for that.
Can't turn out good to laser beam, yeah.
Back to spawn. So
I also saw some really cool tech with it where someone was flying through the air, they popped their ultimate and then canceled it within half a second, but because of how the ult works, it stops momentum, so he was able to float in the air and then he hooked somebody. I was like, that was sick. The tech in this game is cool, man.
Stop that fight from happening. I think it's really good for them. Hoot was like not in a great position.
So he didn't have to like keep flying and hit a hook while he's flying. He popped his ultimate to stop in the middle of the air at the apex, cancel the ult, and then use the hook while with a stationary target to land it.
You see her just like absolutely.
I was like, you know what? That's really brilliant.
It's dead already, and you can see players are rotating, but hell, Shiv's not even there. I don't know if they can fight this at all.
6-on-5. You have the Death Slam. It's going to be ripped right away. It's going to pull away Tanner.
Cube off. All three go straight to Abrams. They can't follow it. Oh, what a weird fight. What a weird-ass fight, dude. Abrams trying to stay alive. He turns around. He gets 5 into a corner. That was sick. Even though he died, he literally had a 5-man charge into a heavy punch on 5 people. That was sick.
Getting this mid boss is everything for Abrahams now. Bunny with clock, it looks like they want to go back in.
Yeah, they're trying to find a pick. They got 2 rejuvenators, looking for 1 more.
The waves are also in their favor right now. Affliction looks good, putting a lot of pressure onto Poshipop.
Honestly,
exactly what you want to see. It was
good engage with Bunny Clock.
Really getting hit by it. With Cool Cheese going down as well, Abrahams have understood they need to win this fight ASAP. They already lose a Walker on the left-hand side. The fight continues.
Oh my god, Shiv is insane. Shiv almost won that.
Into something, and especially with nothing left in terms of rejuvenators, they've just
that should be middle lane though.
Without any waves, though, it's going to be very difficult. So you got only 17 seconds on Poshipop's respawn. Cool Cheese not far behind that. So I don't really know if there's time to turn this into an objective, especially considering Gibbs makes the 400 IQ play, pushes the Walker in on the
yeah, Abrams was too far behind. Abrahams. Oh, it's weird. Abrams is on Bunny with clock, but Abrahams.
Abrahams had to turn that fight win into
they were on the back foot because of minion waves.
Clock took the rejuves away, so realistically just such a smart re-engage from Bunny with clock, and they get so much out of it.
Yeah, honestly, such a good heads-up play, and as I said before, they're a very calculating team, right? They know where they're going to be able to get the most souls. They know where they can get the most efficiency. Frankly, the fact that they managed to take that team fight and honestly have Abraham's number in it to take those 3 rejuves, so there's nothing left for Abrahams, is really brutal. But Abrahams only were able to do that.
Oh my god!
Because Bunny with clock were in bad position.
Abrams going for a fight, but there's a flank behind him potentially.
Was because they had these waves pushed. Because they.
Oh, he found. Oh my god, he found the page.
Another attempt at a pick here and doesn't quite make it happen. Poshipop tries to.
That was still a brilliant play.
Goes oh so low. The tornado away.
The page was coming from behind to put a knockdown on Abrams and go for a kill.
Behind and Poshipop eating a lot of damage now, but Demov is the one.
Damn, Bunny with clock. All right.
What a reversal from Bunny.
Dude, Tanner is playing out of his mind.
Big affliction, but I think Aiden just in such a good position to really deny any follow-up onto it. The initial charge in from Tanner, forcing Saint away and giving up that captivating read a lot earlier than you would have wanted into the fight. Really gives up anything that Abrahams had to contest that. Now that's going to be the Walker for Bunny with clock, the final Walker with them, as they're just out macroing Abrahams, the #1 team in Europe, and showing them how NA does it.
Yeah, honestly, a really impressive performance from Bunny with clock.
Seems very evenly matched.
They've managed to win out on that micro play, but the macro play.
There's definitely plays coming back and forth between both teams.
Honestly, for this team right now, and I think it's always been one of the strengths, frankly, with
Tanner is Thanos right now, dude.
Excited to see this team.
He's just a walking and a punching.
You know, as a European guy, I'm always happy to see Abraham succeed, but Bunny with clock have been really exciting to watch.
Everybody's looking at you like traitor on the other team now.
Honestly, it's a little bit sad. Who is one of my favorite players to watch, but Abraham's right now, I mean,
that's what you say back.
That is what it is.
I'm no traitor. I'm a fan of the best gameplay. If you want me to be a fan of you, then you better win.
I just think that right now, the team fights aren't also going their way. With who getting
caught
here,
swap.
this is going to be really bad. The
oh, she missed the ult.
Just a second, if you can look for a chance. There's the death slam. It's going to be, I think, just one.
Oh, the Kelvin ult. Oh my god.
To keep things alive. It trades 1-for-1.
Wow. What a deny.
A shot comes through, rings true.
Wait, the Kelvin's on his own team.
And the players of
he denied his own teammate. Unlucky.
They can't win these fights.
He must have been like close to death or whatever.
He's trying to disengage, and sure they get Tanner, but that brings it to an even trade, and it's not even going to lead to very much with that left-hand side pushing in as well for Bunny with clock. This is where they want to be.
Now I want to play Geist. Geist is so fun.
Healthy in terms of their wave prio.
Okay, in this lobby alone, Geist, Bebop,
together onto that Kelvin dome
Paradox,
keep your team alive, but really
Viscous are like really fun to play.
Had Cool Chiefs dropped into it.
And Paige, I like Paige too. Although Paige is kind of rough to play in solo queue.
Really doing any follow-up from it. As the one saving grace that you do have in this fight is Hoot, and it looks like Bunny with clock can recognize that.
Great movement.
To chase down this lady, guys, but instead it might be a little overextension from Arctic on the other side. Arctic now having to run away Sonya not going to be able to chase that down. I see Gibbs is just around the corner with the cube. 13 seconds on the next death slam for Sonya's sniper. This could be an opportunity.
Does Lash have stars around his head because he's always like
isolate a pick
bedazzled?
and give some numbers.
Are you forgetting Abrams? My Abrams is trash. I can't make that character work, dude. I don't know what I suck at with him, but I cannot make him work. I always feel like I'm... Have you ever worn like a really snazzy outfit and you're like, I don't feel like I should be wearing this, it doesn't feel right? That's how I feel with Abrams. I feel like I'm just in somebody else's skin.
A lot of damage going through. Can they finish it off? Poshipop taking so much but remains alive. The support from the rest of their team comes in, but just a little too late.
1-for-1 trade.
Rolling around. Gibbs is trying to find some space for
Both
their
are
team
almost
right
up for
now. That might
Kelvin.
be not going to lead to too much. There is a plethora of kills coming through from Bunny with Clockers. The overextension from Abrahams to try and make that one happen was just no dice. The snipe shot coming through together goes so low, but the last one doesn't quite make it there. It'll be Tanner
5 down.
who finishes it off.
It's
the problem.
Abraham's there for Sonya's sniper to engage with that ultimate. Unfortunately, the only target you do grab is Gibbs.
Lash is like creating some chances.
Enemy lines. He's got a ghoul ball as well.
He's just trying to
escape any pressure and
get away if he can. And he does. Nice movement.
I mean,
Dude, these people move like crazy, don't they?
To do in that fight,
like, this is why I like esports. I love casting esports because like
devastating for Abrahams.
You'll watch somebody do something and you're like, oh, that makes sense, you know? Or you'll just get inspired. Because like you can think you're good at games, but until you see other people that are good at games, you're like, oh, I'm kind of mediocre at games.
You got mid-boss spawning up. You just secured the urn. And with these 3 rejubes, you can look to end the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, you really can. Bunny with Clock have really found their stride.
That's it.
They're 20
Boof.
to 30, sorry, they're nearly 30k up right now, and with this rejuve, it's almost certainly going to hit there. I'm interested to see what Poshipop's build is, because I feel like he should have been dead to rights there, man. But one of the great strengths of Mirage is obviously that great range, so you can play it a very safe position, but also the fact that you have a tornado to get out of any pressure at any time.
You know, idea for March the Giants character.
So making good usage of that, keeping alive, providing the space.
I think we need March of Giants to be playable before we can do anything. I don't know how much that game is going to change, you know? I get the feeling that like with them delaying and not giving us another beta test until next year, that there's being some like aggressive changes that are happening.
You're going to die. 9 and 4, 5 assists. Tanner alongside him. 9 and 3 on this Abrams, just providing so much displacement to these fights. Really good.
I'd say watching something that you don't play. The only game that I watch as an esport that I don't like try to actively play is
way earlier in the fights than I'm sure Abraham
Smash Brothers. Even though I've fallen off on Smash Brothers with Street Fighter, but every other game I watch in esports, I need to be able to play it, or I don't want to watch it. Well, that's not true. I guess Rocket League might be the other candidate. I don't really go out of my way to watch Rocket League, but if it's on, I enjoy watching it.
If you can grab cool cheese at the same time.
Other than that, I don't know. What else? Like, what other esports do you guys watch? Like, I don't watch chess because I suck at chess.
100% give Hoot a chance at 1v1ing Poshipop in these fights.
I was trying to think about watching some TFT, but I didn't get around to it. Yeah, chess.
Clock are well aware that Aiden knows exactly where he wants to be. They let him sit there. They let him be.
You know what I do watch, what I don't play though, is speedrunning. There are so many games that I haven't played, but watching a speedrunner play it is just, depending on the game, is very exciting to watch. Rocket League is great, yeah. Valorant. Oddly enough, despite how much I love Valorant, I never watched it that much.
It's been really great for them.
Wow, that was a quick pick. He was trying to get a little bit of experience, and 4 people showed up right behind him.
Will not let that go. The Hyper Beam is coming on through to try and deny the fight, but they're still losing so much. These shrines are falling.
Yeah, Hyper Beam is trying to deny, plugging holes. Here's a cork at that point. Games Done Quick is awesome, I agree. Games Done Quick is so fun. I usually watch at least 1 run a time. And then there's like nights where I'm like, I can't sleep, so I put on a run.
Right back down towards your base. Is this going to be enough to start it? No, the dome from together, keeping the team alive. A couple though going still low. Poshipop down to a nice edge.
It's starting to look like game over. 2 down. Rejuvenator's up. That pocket affliction was really aggressive. Patron falling down. GG, baby. GG. I don't watch Pokemon anymore. I tried to get in a league, but I found missing too much other live content I consumed and didn't stick with it. I see that.
Wow.
That variety life. Okay, chat. The live stream, I'm gonna ping it like crazy here. Go check it out. I will be on the third set of the day. They need to do one more game, but I need to go ahead and clock out and get ready. I have to be available for them on the green screen. But I will get my cast on for the next 2 series. I'm gonna cast 3 o'clock and the 5 o'clock. And then I will see you guys on Monday. All right. We will continue this episode with 8.5 hours on the stream. So hopefully it turns out well. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. Let me know how I do in Discord, and I will see you guys then, okay? Thank you all for being here. Wonderful day 3 of the subathon. I'll see you guys on Monday.
And I was like, I'm really scared about the fact that